and what they overcame. The museum is located at 505 West Richardson Avenue in Artesia. Brittany's Hope 4th Annual Dink Victorious Pickleball Tournament is Saturday and Sunday, September 20th and 21st at the Carlsbad Pickleball Courts. Men's, women's, and mixed teams welcome. Registration is $60 per team, and all proceeds benefit the Brittany's Hope Memorial Cancer Fund. For more information, call 575-941-2022. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229 AS Artesia.
Key news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The Georgia Supreme Court has declined to hear Fulton County District Attorney Bonnie Willis's appeal of her removal from the Trump election interference case. So now the Prosecuting Attorney's Council of Georgia will have to find someone else to take over the case. When it comes to fighting crime, another American city about to get the Trump treatment, the president sending the National Guard to Memphis.
The president signed an order creating a Memphis task force that will carry out anti-crime efforts similar to the federal law enforcement crackdown in Washington, D.C.
This task force will be a replica of our extraordinarily successful efforts here.
Tennessee's governor joined the president for his Oval Office announcement. The effort will involve the FBI, Drug Enforcement Administration, and ICE, among other federal agencies. Greg Clugston, Washington.
True to its word, Israel's been warning of it for several weeks now. The Israeli military has launched a major offensive targeting Hamas in Gaza City. In an encouraging sign for the U.S. economy, retail sales rose a better than expected 0.6% from July to August. Several more states considering redrawing their congressional maps ahead of next year's midterms.
Texas, California, and Missouri may have led the way, but the battle over redistricting is far from over. At least 7 states are considering new maps, likely to give either Republicans or Democrats better chances in the 2026 battle for the House. Republicans currently hold a 220 to 213 advantage, with 2 seats previously held by Democrats now vacant after their deaths and scheduled to be filled by special elections over the next several weeks. Bob Agnew reporting.
Actor-director Robert Redford has died. He was 89. On Wall Street, ahead of the opening bell, the Dow futures down 44, NASDAQ futures up 45. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep, and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem, and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741-GOLD.
President Trump is headed across the pond.
The British government hopes a multi-billion-dollar technology deal will show strong transatlantic ties despite differences over Ukraine and the Middle East. President Trump will meet with Britain's King Charles III at Windsor Castle. Mr. Trump will also hold talks with Prime Minister Keir Starmer at Chequers. This marks President Trump's second state visit to the UK, a first for a U.S. president.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Tensions are on the rise in the already tense South China Sea. 2 vessels, one Chinese, the other a Philippine ship, have collided near a disputed shoal. The Chinese Coast Guard accusing the opposing vessel of ramming one of its ships. China recently tightened its hold over the shoal, bringing expressions of concern from a number of countries, including the United States, the United Kingdom, and Australia. News and analysis, townhall.com. The FAA is looking to levy a $3.1 million fine on Boeing.
It's over safety violations, including an incident in January last year when An Alaska Airlines jetliner lost a door plug panel on its fuselage in mid-flight. No one was seriously injured and the plane landed safely. The agency says the proposed penalty covers violations from September 2023 through February 2024. The FAA said it identified hundreds of quality system violations at Boeing's 737 factory and a subcontractor's facility. Boeing has 30 days to respond to the FAA. John Scott reporting.
American TikTok users may get a reprieve from the threat of a shutdown after the Trump administration announced it has reached a framework deal with China for ownership of the popular social media video platform. More on these stories at townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oakley and Irving Wealth Management, who celebrated a birthday on Sunday the 14th. Aaron worked with and took over for Dave Oakley as a great investment manager and an awesome joke teller on KSVP and now Roswell's Talk FM. Your clients thank you for caring for them, and we wish you a happy belated birthday. Today, Aaron, you're going to receive a flower from Nell's Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Aaron Irving.
Good morning, Artesia. It's Tuesday, September 16th. I'm your host, Scott Pettis. So glad to be back in the studio with you. Hey, we got a full show today. We'll be talking to the Artesia General Hospital this hour. The Chamber, of course, during the 8 o'clock hour. And then the 9 o'clock, we'll hear from Aaron Irving and Eddy County DWI. Hey, I want to start the show off. The show's going to look a little bit different this morning. I'm going to start the show off with our scriptures. We'll do our calendars. And then I've got a lot of talking to do today. Let's jump right into the Word of God first. Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 20. Finally, be strong in the Lord and the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the devil. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness and the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, praying at all times in the Spirit with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints. Hey, I'm going to stop there for right now. We're going to do a quick check-in on the weather. We'll come back with calendars and a commercial break, and we're going to talk about what in the world is going on right now.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All right, highs out there today. Hobbs 87, Roswell 88, Carlsbad 90, and Artesia a high of 88. Sun's taking a little longer to get up. We're starting to get towards that time of year. So, hey, what's going on for meals today? Artesia Public Schools cafeteria. You guys are going to be having ham and cheese croissants for breakfast. For lunch, chicken fajitas, pinto beans, and diced pears. At the Artesia Senior Meal Site today, red chili enchiladas, pinto beans, capri vegetables, and apricots. The city of Artesia Senior Center today is that 8:30 casino trip. They're headed out to the casino today, so if you're headed out to that, have fun with them. Over at the library today, from 10 to 11 is story time for the kids. 11:30 to 12 is the Take 20 meditation for adults, and 2 to 6 Dungeons and Dragons for adults. And then this evening, this afternoon, I guess, 4 to 5:30 Teen Tuesday. All right, who's got birthdays today? Today, September 16th, happy birthday to Peggy Proctor, Penny Bognovsky, and Buddy Lee. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
The City of Artesia is proud to announce that we've renewed our agreement with Trans-Aero Medevac. This means that Eddy County residents are automatically enrolled in Trans-Aero's free air ambulance membership program, ensuring there are no out-of-pocket costs that need to be paid if you're flown to a hospital by Trans-Aero. Remember, this benefit only applies to Trans-Aero Medevac. To receive this benefit, ask for Trans-Aero specifically in a medical emergency. For situations where you cannot speak, make sure you have your Trans-Aero membership card alongside either your ID or health insurance card. This will act as a request for Trans-Aero Medevac. You can print out the membership card on the City of Artesia's website. In life's most critical moments, Trans-Aero, the City of Artesia, and our partners stand ready to help when you need it most. If you're an Eddy County resident, take advantage of this free benefit and make sure you fly with Trans-Aero Medevac.
I'm Brett. I work at Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. Camping is one of my favorite things to do here. There's really nothing like it. I feel a lot of pride working for Chevron. Lowering carbon intensity is very important in my job. New Mexico really is the land of enchantment.
Learn more at chevron.com/Brett.
With a deep heritage in oil and gas, Abo Empire is focused on safe and effective energy development in New Mexico. We will continue to make strategic investments in this industry to promote the economic and environmental well-being of our company, our partners, and our communities. we are continuing the Yates tradition. From John Yates Jr., Cynthia Yates Price, and their families, we are your partners in the community and proud supporters of Artesia Bulldog and Lady Bulldog Sports.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1,123 head of cattle sold on Monday on the lower market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 10 to 20 lower, feeder cattle steady to 12 lower, packer cows and bulls $4 to $6 lower, 3 to 400 pound steers $510, $537, 3 to 400 pound heifers $465, $505, 4 to 500 pound steers $445, $510, 5 to 600 pound heifers $430, $465, 5 to 600 pound steers $410, $445, 5 to 600 pound heifers $4, $430, 6 700 pound steers $372, $410, 6 700 pound heifers $347 to $4, 7 800 pound steers $335, $372, 7 800 pound heifers $282, $347, packer cows $171 at $181, canner and cutter cows $160, $168, packer bulls $196 to $210, feeder bulls $171 to $182. Top half the cow-calf pairs not well tested. Top half the bred cows $2,800 to $3,250 per head. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
All right, Artesia. Hey, welcome back after those commercials. Hey, I want to talk. Last Wednesday, our nation saw a tragedy that I don't think I ever saw coming in my lifetime. An assassination, and not just a political assassination, as some would want you to shape it. This was an assassination of a godly man. Charlie Kirk was, for all intents and purposes, a evangelist, though a lot of his focus seemed to be, and it did start out as a young man, as a political figure. Not a political figure seeking power, but a political figure of seeking truth. And he spoke truth. He spoke the gospel in every way, shape, and form. When I read Ephesians 6 and I read about the armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness, the gospel as shoes for your feet, that's what I saw in that man, Charlie Kirk, that young man, 31 years old, gunned down by evil. And I don't think at this point, this is one of those moments where we don't just ignore it and move on and go, well, it's just another random act of violence. No, this is a turning point, as his organization was called, a turning point in our nation. This young man worked diligently. Let me talk a little bit about him before I talk about his assassination and the evil thereof. Charlie was 18 years old when he entered the public spotlight. A young man, applied to West Point, was denied. And at 18 years old, he realized that was a turning point in his life. And out of that came his organization, Turning Point USA. He set upon it as his life mission to deal with the woke mind virus that has infected our youth, has infected generation after generation at this point. And he wanted to defeat it, and he saw where it came from. Public education institutions, primarily our colleges, but more so and more so now in many cities and in many parts of this country, filtered down to even the lowest levels of education. He stood up for an absolute truth. though dealing with many would consider to be political points, he realized there was no separation between his politics and his faith. He realized that God was in every corner of everything, and that you cannot hold to evil, disordered, ungodly ideology in your politics, in your day-to-day life, and still proclaim Christ as King. Charlie set out on a mission. Let's see, that would be 11, 12, 13 years ago now. 13 years ago, this young man, 18 years old, no college education, but a heart and mind for God, starting a small little organization in his garage with his parents' garage, not even his garage, his parents' garage, with no funding, but with an idea. An idea that the Word of God has got to go and affect what's going on at every level of our society. He started out on college campuses with just simple debate. And that's where his life ended. Continuing what he started for 13 years, this man's been traveling college to college to college, speaking to the young people that are being indoctrinated into an absolute evil ideology. There's no room for platitudes. There's no room for quarter anymore with his death to stop and go, well, they're just confused. They're not confused. They're brainwashed. They're led astray. They're led into an evil mindset that denies the very order of the world that God has created. It's interesting that his timing of him coming on the scene lines up very much with a massive shift in our country. The period of Barack Obama's presidency, that period shifted the mindset of this country. We once were a country where if you were a Christian, or even if you weren't a Christian, you lived by Christian morality and Christian ideals because it was a net positive for how people viewed you. It was a positive thing to be a Christian. In the early 90s, that mindset shifted in this country. And we became a country of, well, you do you and I'll do me. And it was, nobody looked down on you for being Christian. No one looked down on you for not being a Christian. And many, I think, believe we're still in that mindset. It is not true. In that early period, during Barack Obama, now I'm not going to say Barack Obama was the cause of it. I'm saying it corresponded with his presidency and culminated in 2014 with the Obergefell decision, where we as a country had justices sitting on a Supreme Court who decided that the ungodly marriage of a man to a man and a woman to a woman was somehow equal to God's ordination of one man, one woman. At that point, what happened was you were no longer allowed to speak out without being lambasted, without being insulted, without being torn down. It shifted from a Christian was a good thing, Christians, you can be a Christian or not, who cares, to, hey, being a Christian and speaking out and speaking against these false ideologies is now evil and you need not do it. Here we are 13 years later, and the man who was probably the most vocal voice for the past 13 years that stood up against evil ideologies and false teachings has now been gunned down by a twisted young man. It's a horrid thing to watch. I found out about it Wednesday when my daughter calls me from Texas Tech telling me the news. Young men around her that were in a group that she's in sent the video. My 20-year-old innocent daughter unknowingly watched a man be shot through the neck and pour out blood And for all truth, he died in that moment. It's a horrid thing to watch. As a man who's been in combat, I wish upon no one to ever see that up close, that graphic, and that real. It disgusts me. I'm angry this morning. I've been angry for a few days, but like I said, I'm glad I wasn't on the radio Thursday, because I think my anger would have overtaken me far more than it is today. I look to Scripture. I go back to Paul speaking to the Ephesians when he tells them, says, be angry and do not sin. I'm doing my utmost to do that. I've allowed myself the past 5 or 6 days to clear my head, to get clear thoughts on what it is this nation should do. What is it the everyday Christian should do? If you're of the baby boomer generation, you lived through multiple political assassinations, MLK, RFK, JFK, all of them. And those were turning points in your life. You saw a political assassination in your own country. In the 80s, we watched with bated breath as to whether or not Ronald Reagan would survive an assassin's bullet. Just last year, we watched the man that currently sits in the Oval Office get shot at. But Charlie's different. Charlie is not a political figure. Charlie wasn't running for office. Charlie wasn't trying to take power. Charlie was what every single Christian every single day should be. A man who stood on principle and just wanted to talk to people about it. He wasn't forcing anything on anybody. He took his Christianity, he took his faith, he took how that affected his understanding of politics and everything else, and he took it into the public square for reasonable debate. He's been called a hate monger, a racist, a bigot, a misogynist, every label they can throw at him. They threw everything they possibly could at the man, yet he stood strong. He lived every single day with death threats, but yet he stood strong. He stood firm. Having done everything you can, stand firm, our scripture said. That's what Charlie did. That's what every Christian needs to do every single day. No quarter, no platitudes, no softening the blow. The sword of Scripture is our weapon, and we have to take it into battle. We can no longer sit back and imagine that there's some kind of room for cooperation between an ideology that detests the creator of the universe, that twists everything that he created into a grotesque facsimile of the world. We can no longer act as if there's some neutral ground that we can meet on with people who want to destroy life in the womb, cut it limb from limb, that want to mutilate young boys and girls because they're confused about who they are. We can no longer act as if there's a neutral ground to meet upon. There has to be a standing up. There has to be a point now that at which we say, no, we will no longer kowtow to the insults. We'll no longer bow down to hurt feelings. We stand upon truth, and we stand upon it firmly with no give. I'm angry. I hate that my daughter had to see that. I hate that she's now in school with her friends, and they're holding prayer vigils, they're crying together, they're mourning together, because he was a figure to them, a person to look up to, a person to emulate. to stand upon their conservative Christian values and not be afraid to say them in public. And this young, twisted, perverted young man tried to snuff that out. But I think they're going to quickly find that their hatred and their attempt at destroying Charlie and his message has backfired on them. My prayer, my hope, is that our young men and young women coming out of school, when I say young, I hold a bit of a different ideal. I think childhood ends somewhere between 14 and 16. By 16 years old, we should be training up we should be training them to be adults, standing upon absolute values and truth, and being willing to fight for their future. No more elongated, prolonged childhood. Young people, stand up for what you believe. Stand firm. No longer allow people to worry you because they're going to call you a name. If you're standing on the absolute truth of God, there is no ground to give. The whole of the earth and everything in it is His. Psalm 110:1 says, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make all of your enemies a footstool beneath your feet. When I look back at Ephesians 6, and it says that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. That's who we're fighting. That young man who pulled that trigger, my greatest hope and prayer is that the gospel somehow reach him before he meets his final end, and he's justly punished for what he did. I believe he has to meet justice in this life. That's the requirement of the magistrates that are over him right now. But my greatest prayer is that he come to know the Lord before that. Because what drove him to that was not just political rhetoric. There's a bunch of speculation about where on the internet he was radicalized, because he seems to have come from a pretty conservative home. It's the evil that exists. It's the rulers, the authorities, the cosmic powers of this present darkness. They're the ones we fight. They are the they. When I speak of they, I'm not speaking of any one politician. I'm speaking of what is controlling them. There is a spiritual battle afoot in this country beyond anything we've ever seen. And we're sitting at a precipice. We have to be willing to stand up and look people in the eye that hold to these twisted ideologies, this twisted worldview. Look them in the eye and realize that they're under a power that's far beyond our comprehension. And the battle has to be waged with the sword of truth. No more trying to find middle ground. Stand on absolute truth. Gather around you everyone that you can that holds to the same ideology, and go into the battlefield. Don't be afraid to speak in your places of work. Don't be afraid to speak in your schools about the evil that besets this world, that came to a fruition last Wednesday when a champion of the faith, an unapologetic apologist, and I'll dare say a martyr at this point now, was gunned down in a public university in front of 3,000 people. All because he was speaking the truth of Scripture, saying this is how God would have us live. We can no longer step back and just act as if nothing has changed. The world has changed. It may not change your day-to-day life. You still got up. You still went to the oil fields today. You still went into the pecan fields. You still went and did your work. I did everything this weekend with a joyful heart, thankful that God gave me the chance to skydive and hang out with awesome people, and everything that happened this weekend. I went about my life as if nothing had changed, but my heart's changed. I'll no longer mince words. I will no longer soft pedal ideals. Here I stand, and I can do no other. All right, Artesia, we'll continue this in the 9 o'clock hour later on. We've got our first guest coming in now from Artesia General Hospital, so we'll find out what is going on with them. God bless you all. I love you all, and I hope this message reaches you. And let's go ahead and check on our commercials.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Health's Carlsbad Public Health Office is temporarily moving. The new location, 171 East Stevens Street in Carlsbad, for about 2 weeks for renovations. Limited public health, WIC, children's medical, and vital record services will be available at the temporary location during regular business hours, 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5. Eddy County, which owns the building that houses the Carlsbad Public Health Office at 1306 West Stevens Street, is overseeing the renovations to the building. The temporary public health location is the former Eddy County Detention Center. It does remain a secure facility. For entry, you can call 575-887-7556. And the city of Artesia is thanking everyone who helped out in changing the plans for the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival at the last minute. The thunderstorms caused the outdoor music events to be canceled, but a great evening of music was still performed at the Ocotillo. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Cold and flu season is almost here, Artesia. Protect yourself and the people you love. At Lowell's Pharmacy, your health is our priority. Getting your flu shot now means peace of mind all season long. It's quick, easy, and covered by most insurance. Don't wait until it's too late. Stop by Lowell's Pharmacy today and roll up your sleeve. Stay healthy, Artesia, with a flu shot from your hometown pharmacy, Lowell's Pharmacy.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. It's a rarity that we have any high school competition on a Monday night, but we did last night. It was girls soccer, where Artesia took care of our Carlsbad on the road by a score of 2-0. This was a game that was moved up one day. It was originally scheduled for Tuesday. Artesia is 9-3 overall and looking pretty good. They've won 7 of their last 8, coming off of a loss, though, a 4-3 defeat at Santa Teresa on Saturday. Going into yesterday's game, leading scorers on the season for Artesia, Abigail Jowers, a junior, and Alani Escareno, a senior, both with 6 goals each for the Lady Bulldogs, who will next be in action Saturday at home against Ruidoso. Carlsbad, meanwhile, will be playing host to Las Cruces this Thursday, a couple days from now, 6:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
If you're using Instacart to save time, that's great, but you may be spending way more than you think. I'm Kim Commando for Total AV, award-winning antivirus software for just $19 for the first year right now at protectwithkim.com. First, the prices you see on Instacart, they're often higher than in the stores. Some items cost 15 to 30% more. That little bag of grapes is suddenly gold-plated. Always check the store's pricing policy. It's on their Instacart page. Next up, fees, and more fees. You've got the service fee, the delivery fee, the heavy item fee, and of course a tip. That $100 grocery order can quickly balloon up to $140 or more. And here's a sneaky one. If something's out of stock, your shopper might grab a more expensive brand or a totally different item unless you tell them not to. In the app, tap each item and choose Don't Replace or tell them pick something cheaper. Instacart is convenient, but don't let that cost you. Get my newsletter at getkim.com. Cybercrime is on the rise, and hackers are getting smarter every day. From phishing scams to ransomware attacks, criminals are after your devices and your money. So how do you fight back? One of the best defenses is solid antivirus software. Blocks suspicious websites and stops hackers before they can do any damage. A healthy dose of skepticism when opening emails or clicking links doesn't hurt either. But for the antivirus help you need, I trust and recommend Total AV. They update you in real time, keeping you protected from the latest threats. Go to protectwithkim.com now and get Total AV for just $19 for the first year. It covers up to 5 devices, including Windows, Macs, and smartphones. That's protectwithkim.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Your security matters. Get protected now. Go to protectwithkim.com for my exclusive deal with Total AV. Just $19 for the first year. That's protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com. Protectwithkim.com.
Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. Today we have no new obituaries or reminders. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia. We make it personal.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. We are now joined by Mr. Cush from
Good
Artesia
morning.
General Hospital. How's it going, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
All is good. So, lots to think about. Me and Cush were having a great conversation. We won't carry it into this, but me and Cush were having a really great conversation during the commercial. Like I'm pushing buttons and like, all right, hold on. But Cush come about Artesia General Hospital, not to debate the greater philosophies of life with me.
Absolutely.
So. What's happening over there? You guys about ready for your? You can go do that 3K or 5K?
Yeah, I wish I was in better shape to where. But the good thing is I work at a hospital, right? So in case I need services, we're right there. I might not make it out of the parking lot, man. I don't know.
Just get them to follow you with a gurney.
That would be a
and
good
an oxygen
idea.
bottle.
Absolutely.
You can walk it though, right? So it's a walk run. So people, if they want to walk it, they can come out and walk. We're talking. So that's next weekend.
It's actually this Saturday.
Well, I guess in my
right.
same. Yeah, so this Saturday,
correct,
September 20th, you guys are having your glow in the dark 5K
Heart Walk,
sponsored by you guys and what is it, the Heart Association,
the American Heart Association. Yeah. So and it's a statewide event that takes place all over the place. In fact, we've got a flyer right up on screen as well. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. On Saturday. Yeah. So. It's a good way to come out and support the community. It raises money for heart research. As you know, there's lots of people that are struggling with that. We do have cardiology. I got to pitch that service as well. So it's a good way to have some fun, support a good cause. Pets are welcome as long as they're on a leash. We were asked that question as well. Aside from that, we've got a lot of other things going on. On the 19th, we've got a flu clinic from 10 to 2, and it's a drive-in. So just, pull up in on the west parking lot. It's really good.
He's on spot
today.
We got a great producer today.
So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Just come on by, wear a short sleeve shirt, and there'll be a couple of questions we'll ask you to fill out. It's free to the public.
And get your flu shot.
All
right.
So we've also got the mill levy's up for discussion as well. So if anyone's interested in learning more about the mill levy, feel free to reach out to me. My email's on the flyers. We'll be putting out some more information on that as well. You and I have had several conversations on the radio. It essentially just helps keep healthcare local.
Maybe a good town hall.
We're working on something like that as well. So
and unfortunately, part of my job being on here, being a pastor, running our social media. I spend a lot of time in social media, and I'm digging and seeing what's going on, trying to get the heartbeat of the town. Man, a lot of people got riled up about that again. They're like, oh, why are they putting it back? We already voted. And I'm like, so I don't get it. I don't understand people being that upset.
And you know what? I'm happy to have that conversation with anyone that would like to come talk to me.
Yeah.
So the mill levy is important because essentially it helps keep your health care local.
Yeah.
Think about having to travel out of town. Yes, we don't have every single service under the sun, but we're trying to get there. That's always the intention, to be able to provide all those services.
Yeah.
And the mill levy doesn't support the new hospital, as we clarified.
Right.
The mill levy essentially is for operations. So it's, bringing in doctors, staff, keeping the lights on, things like that. So it is for this existing hospital, not the new hospital.
Right.
You'll see a lot more information going out on social, on the radio, in the newspaper over the next few weeks. So feel free to, if you have a question, all we ask is come talk to us, because we'd love to show you around.
Absolutely.
We'd love to show you what it supports, things like that as well.
Well, and I think one of the things people need to think about is this, in concert with a lot of those complaints where we already have to go here for this, we have to go there for that. Well, if we don't have that mill levy, we're going to be able to provide even less services than we do now. So it's going to back up. We're going to regress rather than progress, and that we don't want that. We want to get more people. We want to get more doctors, more specialties, and that's the miracle. That's the amazing thing about medicine nowadays, is it's getting more and more specialized.
Correct.
And we've got to get these different specialists for these different things.
Yeah, and I understand that there's a question around taxes. So no new taxes. This is an existing tax that has been around for the last 40 years, and that's where it will continue.
Yeah.
It's roughly $270 per every $100,000 of home valuation.
Yeah.
And, think about how much you spend when you go out of town on a doctor's trip, things like that. So, scheme of things, does it make sense to keep that local, help support families in the area, help support, potentially someone in your own family as well?
Right. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of taxes. I definitely don't want any new taxes. But when we've already got an existing structure, and one of the things I think taxes can rightfully go to is public safety, public health. And so for us to go, well, I don't want to pay that tax anymore. Well, okay, then you're going to be paying that tax by driving to Roswell. You're going to be paying that tax by driving to Lubbock. You're going to spend that tax in a couple tanks of gas,
right,
over the year.
Exactly.
So you're still going to pay it, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Why not keep it local?
Yeah. But switching topics a little bit once again, we've also got our next phlebotomy class starting up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys
so we can only accept 10 people for that particular one. So get your applications in early so we can take a look at them as well. And then, of course, we have the big golf gala coming up via the foundation as well.
Right, yeah.
Later on this month. So lots of fun things happening on at the campus.
Yeah. For those who don't know, phlebotomy is drawing blood.
Yes.
So if you want to work in the medical industry, you could get a job drawing blood and stuff. They'll train you up right here at our own hospital.
Yeah, and it's a nationally recognized accreditation. So, if a couple of years later you decide you want to move somewhere else in the country, that is still a valid
that's good.
certification all over.
Yeah, so you can work kind of anywhere.
Yes.
People need blood drawn everywhere.
The older I get, the more I value medical services. I'll put it that way.
At 50, I do too. I'm just like, okay, all right, I get it now.
Absolutely.
When I was 25, I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting how our perspectives change over time on things like that?
Yeah, so. as we age,
absolutely,
things start to become clearer and clearer for us. But so phlebotomy coming up, got the run coming up. When's that golf tournament?
It's October 4th. The golf tournament will be in the morning, and then we've got a gala a little later on that night.
You said October 4th?
October 4th,
okay.
Yes. Once again, it's on
there
screen.
So all they got to do is call the country club, sign up for the.
That's correct.
For the tournament.
Yes.
What about tickets for the gala? Is that
tickets from the gala are through the Artesia Foundation. In fact, I'm going to give the radio station a couple tickets.
Sweet.
As well. Y'all can do a giveaway for that.
Gene, I want those.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. Real quick to us right now.
Right.
We didn't talk about how to sign up. I know there's a flyer out floating around. It's got a QR code, but if people aren't around where they get to a QR code, how can they get signed up for the 5K?
You can come to the actual event and get signed up that evening.
Okay, so you're doing night of registrations there. It starts at 7 p.m. Registration starts, at 6:30?
Yeah, we'll be out there by about 6:30 signing people up. Come get your little glow gear, as I call it. And
you guys hand out like little glow sticks and
exactly.
stuff?
Yeah. So,
well, that'll be fun. Yeah, awesome. And that's Saturday night.
This Saturday, yes.
This Saturday night.
It starts at 7, so get there by about 6:30.
Right.
It's also a chance to see other people in the community and mix and mingle, and then off for a walk and run.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff going on this time of year. It's been busy season.
It sure has.
Yeah, this weekend's packed with all kinds of events. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we keep telling ourselves it'll be better next month, and next month rolls around, and
I did the same thing coming through in car. We had the skydiving, and I was like, okay, and that's over. I don't have a bunch of stuff coming up. And then I realized, and my wife waited till Sunday to break it to me. She goes, no, we got this. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
It just never stops.
And, the big topic for October for both men and women is, of course, breast cancer awareness. So it's that time of year,
that's right. Yeah.
Where we'll be starting to talk about our mammography services and we encourage women to come in and get checked. If you're 40 and older, you can self-refer for most of those services.
Okay.
We're also going to be doing a lunch and learn for women a little later on down this month. Details to be announced.
Okay.
So keep an eye out for that. And it's also important for men to think about breast cancer because even though it's a smaller percentage, that is something that some men do get.
That's interesting. I never heard that. I never thought about that.
Exactly. I've had so much of an education working at the hospital and learning and, just going, whoa, I had no idea that was something.
Yeah, because your background's not medical.
No, it's not.
You're a PR guy.
Exactly.
You're the hype guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. But, so, lots going on. Coming up for this 5K, and what was there a cost on that? I didn't think.
No, I believe it's free.
That's a free one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can make donations, though.
Yeah, everybody make donations.
Yeah,
and then go vote for the mill levy.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing I kind of also wanted to bring up. We have a new general surgeon in town, Dr. Pansuria. He's going to be at the Kith and Kin tomorrow morning at 7:30.
Okay.
So it's a good option.
Meet and greet type situation.
Exactly, and that's being put on by J&J Healthcare.
Okay.
So we want to thank them for that as well.
You guys need to get out there and meet him. He is a nice guy.
He is a very nice guy.
Bright too, man. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
So
and he's into robotic surgery. So that's kind of cool.
It was a cool conversation we got to have with him talking about all that. So
absolutely.
Yeah. The miracles of modern medicine is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I remember that game Operation. I was never very good at it.
I was never very good at that at all.
and now that's just like magnified times 100, right? This little machine that's kind of going in and doing things.
Yeah, it's like VR headset type stuff. They're inside looking, and that's pretty crazy.
Absolutely.
A lot better than the old days where they bled you with leeches.
Yeah, let's not let's
not regress back to that. Vote for the mill levy so we don't have to get leeches.
Thank you. We appreciate the support.
What else you guys got? Everything going good over there?
Yeah, everything's going good. I often get asked what services does the hospital provide.
Yeah.
So just yesterday, in fact, I posted something on our Facebook that gives you a list of all those services as a link. Yeah, it's a PDF flyer that you can print out. Has phone numbers, has the doctor's name and the service name as well. So go get a copy of that.
That's helpful. That's really helpful.
And we try to update that at least, once every couple of months as we have new providers, things like that. So it's a good resource to kind of print out and stick on your fridge so that you're not going, hey, what was that doctor's name again?
Oh, yeah. I see that here. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because that way, you need certain service. It's in Artesia then.
Absolutely.
And you guys all refer inwards. So if they're going to general health care in there, you're going to get referred into somebody here in town. So how's the women's clinic going?
Women's clinic's doing great. We've had lots of positive comments on that as well. And then, we have walk-in now as well. True actual walk-in from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, including
at
during
Memorial.
At Memorial.
Yeah.
So if your football team doesn't do really well on Sunday night, and you're you're kind of feeling it on Monday morning, feel free to stop by and
stop
have a
in.
chat.
So Yeah, and the walk-in service, I can't praise it enough. You know, the ability to walk in, sit down, and 10 minutes you're seeing a care provider and getting taken care of, and you know that's pretty amazing service to offer and have.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things the mill levy helps support. So.
Yeah, because it especially for luckily I'm where I can go to doctors however I want, but like for the VA, like you can call it. Oh, I got a cold. Oh, we can see in 3 weeks.
Cold's going to be gone by then.
Exactly. So, no, our VA clinic here in Artesia is good too, though. But the bigger picture, it's always. But it's cool to have a hospital like that. If you live in big cities and stuff, you realize healthcare is not as easily accessible as it is here in Artesia.
Yeah, we're trying to change that.
Yeah.
So we're trying to bring in more and more, and kind of serve not just Artesia, but the whole county and the region as well.
Yeah, and so, every service you guys could, I'm going to say every service you can possibly imagine, but just a ton of stuff that we've got here available to us. I'm really glad what you guys do over there for us.
Yeah, and we are a nonprofit hospital, so, any profits that we make get reinvested back into the facility as well. So that's something important to remember.
And so if you guys are out there and you're interested in anything that's going on, what services are offered, whatever, if you want to do the 5K, if you want to sign up for phlebotomy class, or if you want to go to the golf tournament and the gala, go to Cush's Facebook page. He does a phenomenal job of keeping everything right there for us all, easy to find, links and everything. So great job on managing that.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, because so many of us, just like we throw up something once in a while, but you've got, I've looked through there before, and like if you need to find information about the hospital, Facebook's a good place. The website's also a great place. Everything's easily accessible there, so people can go to those two places and check it out.
Yeah, and a lot of people have my number, so feel free to call me, shoot me an email. I'm pretty responsive. Text me. So
that's a small town thing too.
Yeah, it sure is.
You willing to give out your phone number? All right, Cush, thank you so much, man. God bless you, brother, and appreciate you coming in and letting us know everything going on.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The
When
United
you
States
or a
and
loved
Britain
one need medical transport, cost and ability to pay shouldn't get in the way. That's why TransAero Medevac, through the generous support of the Written in Red Foundation and the PY Foundation, provide air ambulance memberships to the residents of Eddy County at no out-of-pocket cost. As an Eddy County resident, as long as you're flown by TransAero Medevac, TransAero will accept your insurance or third-party payment with no additional out-of-pocket expense. Best of all, as a resident of Eddy County, you're automatically enrolled, free of charge. Because when minutes matter, financial burden should be the last thing on anyone's mind. You have a choice. Be sure to request TransAero, a streamlined, personal, patient, and family-friendly air ambulance service. Flown for free thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and TransAero Medevac. Life support by air.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham. The account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. Call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham.
Do Earth-sized planets mean life? This is Ken Ham, CEO of Answers in Genesis, the Creation Museum, and Ark Encounter. Anytime scientists discover a planet that's Earth-sized, they get excited about the possibility of finding life. But does Earth-sized mean life? No, it doesn't. You also need liquid water, the right gravitational pull to hold onto an atmosphere, the right gases in that atmosphere, the proper distance from the sun, a day-night cycle, the right kind of sun, a moon the right size and distance away, and so much more. And that just gets you the conditions favorable for life. That doesn't get you life, or the information system needed for life. All life was created by God. It certainly didn't evolve on this planet or anywhere else.
Want to know more about extraterrestrial life, extrasolar planets, and God's Word? Visit us at AnswersRadio.com.
All right, Artesia. Hey, I kind of messed up the commercials there a little bit, so I got about 30 seconds I got to close out. So it's I want to come back in the 9 o'clock hour. So here in the next hour, we'll talk a little more about what I've been discussing. It's a topic that I want to continue to build on. We'll talk a little bit about it at the beginning of the next hour before Chamber pops in, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, we'll discuss more.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
A judge has dismissed terrorism charges against Luigi Mangione in New York State's case over the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. However, the state's second-degree murder charges still stand. Charlie Kirk's accused assassin makes his first court appearance today, set to appear virtually in Utah State Court. 22-year-old Tyler Robinson expected to face capital murder, among other charges. President dispatching National Guard troops on a crime-fighting mission to Memphis.
A person is 4 times more likely to be murdered in Memphis, Tennessee today than in Mexico City. It's been, and you know Mexico City is not a cakewalk.
On the president's orders, another U.S.-bound drug-running boat out of Venezuela been blown out of the water in the Caribbean. Vowing to destroy Hamas's military infrastructure, Israel has launched an all-out offensive in Gaza City. BBC Middle East correspondent Yolande Nell.
Israel has been intensifying its airstrikes overnight, that there was relentless bombing, also artillery shelling and gunfire heard as well. Of course, Israel has been stepping up its strikes on Gaza City, which it sees as being a Hamas stronghold. Its forces have been pushing into the heart of the city for some weeks now, but there are also new Palestinian reports that tanks have been seen advanced into new areas of the city. Amidst all of that, we had the Israeli defense minister saying on X, Gaza is burning.
American shoppers came out in force last month. Retail sales rose 0.6% from July, the third strong retail sales report from the Commerce Department in as many months. His work spans several decades. Actor-director Robert Redford has died. He was 89. Watching Wall Street, the Dow down 158 points. The NASDAQ is off 8 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of The Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Tensions flare as Chinese and Philippine ships collide near a disputed shoal in the South China Sea.
China's Coast Guard has accused a Philippine ship of ramming one of its vessels near Scarborough Shoal. This disputed territory in the South China Sea is claimed by both countries. The Coast Guard reports that over 10 Philippine ships entered the waters around the shoal on Tuesday. They responded with water cannons. The incident follows China's announcement last week designating part of the shoal as a national nature reserve. The Philippines says it's filing a diplomatic protest on this. Several countries, including the US, Britain and Australia have expressed concern over China's announcement. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
A framework deal has been reached between China and the U.S. for the ownership of TikTok. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says President Trump and Chinese President Xi will speak Friday to possibly finalize the deal. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is William Aaron Irving, owner of Oakley and Irving Wealth Management, who celebrated a birthday on Sunday the 14th. Aaron worked with and took over for Dave Oakley as a great investment manager and an awesome joke teller on KSVP and now Roswell's Talk FM. Your clients thank you for caring for them, and we wish you a happy belated birthday. Today, Aaron, you're going to receive a flower from Nell's Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Aaron Irving.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Tuesday, September 16th. I'm your host, Scott Pettis. If you're just joining us this hour, glad to have you. Hey, when I was talking to Cush last hour, it made me think there are a lot of events coming up this weekend. So let me go ahead and get to the event pile real quick, and then we'll pick up our conversation about current events in the 9 o'clock hour. If you are wanting to give blood, you can do so today in Carlsbad at the Pecos River Convention Center. Between 11:30 and 3:30 p.m. There's a notification here from the Artesia Public Schools. They will be on early release schedule Wednesday, September 17th, so tomorrow, for professional development. Grand Heights is going to be released at 1:05, elementary schools 1:15, intermediate, junior high, and high school at 1:20. All right. Buses will also run at these times, it says. So don't forget your kids are getting out of school earlier tomorrow. Hey, this Thursday is the deadline for turning in your entries for the homecoming parade. So if you want to be in our homecoming parade, which happens Friday, September 26th, coming up fast, you need to get your entry forms into the AHS front office by 3:30 this Thursday afternoon. After that, there will be a $10 late fee for anyone. If you want more information on that, you can contact Jennifer or Ashley at 575-746-9816. Food distribution by the United Way will be happening this Thursday at 9:30 a.m. at the Loving Community Center. So if you know anybody down in the Loving area that might need help with some food, send them on over to the Loving Community Center. We just talked a little bit about it. The Glow in the Dark Heart Walk and 5K this Saturday, September 20th at 7 p.m. From the Artesia General Hospital. Head on out there and support the Artesia General Hospital and the American Heart Association. Let's see. Also this weekend, Our Lady of Grace is hosting their Fall Fiesta and 5K at the Guadalupe Park. Saturday will be from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The walk run starts at 7 a.m. on Saturday, so if you want to go do it, the sign-ups will be at 6:15 a.m. So get out there Saturday morning, do a 5K in the morning, and then do another 5K that night with the hospital. Get a lot of exercise in. Also happening this weekend is the General's Cup. It's the 14th annual Scholarship Golf Tournament and Gala at New Mexico Military Institute. You can get signed up for that by calling 575-624-8240. Also, one more event this weekend is the Brittany Hope 4th Annual Dink Victorious Pickleball Tournament. That's happening Saturday, September 20th, and Sunday, the 21st, at the Carlsbad Pickleball Courts. Registration is $60 per team. It'll include a T-shirt. There's going to be food trucks on site, and all proceeds benefit the Brittany Hope Memorial Cancer Fund. They'll be having men's and women's and mixed teams, and there's going to be an intermediate and advanced bracket. All right, that's what I had for this week. I just wanted to make sure we get those in, let everybody know what's going on around the town and around the county this weekend. So, all right, let's go ahead and go to a commercial, and then hopefully when we come back, we'll have the chamber in.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Coach, question for you over here. Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
Check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is open weekends in October. Get lost in the 10-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Bounce into fun on the inflatable pillow. Enjoy tasty treats and roast s'mores around the campfires. Open Friday nights and weekends from October 4th through October 26th. Heirloom Acres, 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82 and online at heirloomacres.co. Paid for by Eddy County Lodging.
Hi Artesia, Cambria here from your local KFC and Taco Bell. And boy, do I have some amazing Tuesday deals for you. If you're grabbing a quick bite for yourself, you gotta try our country fried steak meal. This includes our delicious home-style country fried steak patty served with mashed potatoes and white gravy, creamy coleslaw, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just for $4.99. Looking to feed the whole fam? We got you covered. Try our $20 meal deal. This includes 8 pieces of all dark meat chicken, large mashed potatoes and gravy, a large coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits. As always, it's great to be a Bulldog, and we hope to see you soon at your local KFC and Taco Bell.
If you're looking for sporty in your next vehicle, look to Carlsbad Ford on West Pierce. Check out the exciting lineup of 2025 Mustangs and Mustang Mach-E's, all clearance priced for a limited time. Right now, get 3.9% APR 36-month financing on Mustang, or 0% APR for 72 months plus $500 bonus cash on Mach-E. It's the perfect time to upgrade to performance, style, and technology. Don't wait. Your next sporty ride is waiting at Carlsbad Ford on West Pierce.
As the seasons change, it can be a great time to refresh your oral health too. Here's a few fall tooth care tips from Smile Expressions in Artesia. Fall is a great time to switch out your toothbrush. Toothbrushes should be replaced every 3 to 4 months. With fall coming comes fall baking, which means lots of sugar-laden treats. In addition to the goodies, try reaching for fruits and vegetables that are rich in fiber. And as the end of your insurance year approaches, now could be the perfect time to take advantage of any unused dental benefits. Please call and schedule your appointment today at Smile Expressions in Artesia.
There really is no one quite like you, and no one quite like the ones you love. At Turpening & Son Mortuary, they take pride in providing families with the best service possible. The phrase, "we make it personal," is not just a tagline. It's the way they conduct themselves every day as they honor the ones you love in their own unique and special way. Located at 611 West Grand in Artesia. Visit artesiafunerals.com to learn more. Turpening & Son Mortuary, proudly serving our community and your family since 1954.
All right, good morning, Artesia. Welcome back. We've got the wonderful, wonderful Jessica going to bring us our in-car post report.
Oh, man. I wish I had everything together because I know people are chomping at the bit for numbers and
exactly.
all the things.
I figured I'd press you this morning, but I figured I was going to be told, wait. We'll have numbers next week, hopefully.
Right now,
it was awesome, though.
We're trying to catch up on sleep. That's the main goal.
we Marty and I were quite proud of you guys yesterday with your post. We're tired. Chamber is closed.
Thank you for being proud.
Take a day off.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys have put a lot into it. So.
Well, we figured it would be quiet anyways. So we figured everyone else was tired and sleeping just like us, or back to their normal daily routines, which we
had a whole list of things to do.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to ask me how many of them got done yesterday?
Oh.
Very few of them.
I love that so much because that was my life as well yesterday. I was like, okay, Sunday, I'm going to rest, I'm going to nap, I'm going to do all the things, church, and then just be, right? So I did.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll get it all done Monday. I'll catch up with life. Oh, no. I got laundry and groceries done, and that's about it.
Yeah. I think we got groceries, maybe a little bit of laundry, but...
Yeah.
Couple little chores here and there, watered some plants. That was about it.
Yep. It's just, I mean, so physically the weekend was not on the chamber side of things. You know, we were around for wherever we needed help. So it was one of those, like, you just have to wait. And then if they're like, hey, we need this, we need this, we need this, like, we were getting phone calls for little things here and there. So it wasn't on us so much as the Main Street crew and Arts Council. They were there. I feel like they were everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember I think it was Thursday morning or Friday morning, one of the two, Thursday morning. Yeah. I passed by the event area, went to the post office, and I saw Megan out there walking with Commander. Commander also, I mean, goodness, he was there the whole time too. And then literally got to the chamber, turned on KSVP on Facebook, and Megan's sitting in the chair talking. And I was like, wait, she
just saw her left.
She's everywhere. She's doing everything. So yeah, it was, they were, the entire crew, you know, the committee was just there the whole time and doing all the things the whole time. And I can't even imagine. I remember seeing Commander a couple times, and he says, well, I'm at 30,000 steps already, and it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something.
Right.
I'm like, oh my gosh. So, but no, it was really cool, even amidst the rain on Saturday, which did a lot of damage, and we're so sorrowful for that.
That was unexpected and crazy.
Yes. And not only for vendors too, but like, you know, that's why the music outside was canceled, because John said he realized with his equipment, wrapped it, did all the things, tarps, all of that. But he's like, what I didn't realize is the flooding in the street.
There was going to be a river running down
That
Texas
yeah,
Street.
Exactly.
That was crazy.
And he's like, that was on. He's like, my subwoofers were underwater this much.
Yeah.
And he's like, I have got to wait. I can't fire them up.
Yeah, if he turns them on,
yeah,
oh, it's over. Yeah.
He's like, I will wait the 90 minutes like you're supposed to, but he's like, I don't even feel comfortable after 90 minutes.
No.
So
there was no telling how much. Yeah, I got to reach out to John. Like, how much damage did you take? 'Cause
yeah.
there was a lot of stuff. I've never. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a rain like that, and you know, I knew it was coming. I was like, a little bit of rain, no big deal. We were sitting out at the house, and then we come back to collapsed tents, and you know, everything's underwater. we were going to sort it all out yesterday. Guess what? It's going to get sorted out today.
Yeah.
So we're going to see
another day project.
So
it's very unfortunate. However,
yeah,
nothing you can predict.
Nope.
Right? And
can't plan for that. So
wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. But I think literally like Thursday night was so fun. Friday night was so fun.
Yeah.
Saturday night, even with the pivot, was so fun. I
Yeah.
still heard from food trucks saying, come on out. We're still vending. We opened the gates for free. You know,
Yeah.
people were still milling around a little bit downtown. And
Good.
all that. But it was definitely crazy.
Yeah.
It was wild. But I will say, Cross Canadian Ragweed puts on a heck of an acoustic show. It was really fun.
Good.
Yeah. Or not Cross Canadian Ragweed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Cody Canada.
Yeah.
And one guy from The Departed. It was just
Yeah.
the two of them on stage, and it was so intimate and cool and fun, and they killed it.
Awesome.
For a small crowd, and it was just, it
Fun.
was actually really cool. Because
Yeah.
like how often can you get that close to?
Well, and how
someone of
awesome
that-
is it? How awesome is it that we had the ability,
Yeah.
to do, you know, like not just because cancel it, you
Sure.
canceled it,
Yeah.
you know, but no, hey, whoever wants to come on inside, and we thought about it, but man, we were exhausted.
Oh, I know. I
By the
totally
time
get
we
it.
tore everything down. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh man.
You're
So,
like,
but
"Get
thank
it."
you, Artesia. I mean,
Yes.
I
Yes.
will report this. I spoke to numerous race fans that were
Mhm.
here, that were staying in the area, had some great conversations. We had guys that were here for the races that found out about skydiving. They came out and jumped with us. And talking to all of them, the one thing that was common across all the conversations is how friendly the area has been.
Yes.
Like they were blown away, like how welcoming everybody was, and I guess it was Friday night. The pace pilot for the T6 class, I ran into him and his family and visited with him. I didn't know him, of course,
Yeah.
but got to know them, and they had just got there that afternoon. They're like, we show up and there's like a concert for us and everything.
You know it.
Because they stayed at the Spark and they were just
I
blown
love
away.
that.
Like there's this huge thing going on, and so they really had a lot of fun.
That's so
I think we got some
cool.
Artesia,
Credit.
people that are going to come back to Artesia year after year because of that. So
I love that because that was
Yeah.
the goal, right? You know, we wanted to put our best foot forward and be welcoming and be wide open arms and have fun things to do after hours. And that was our goal the whole time. And a lot of people are like, well, where's the crowds? Where's the crowds? We thought we were going to have, but I think it was really, really, really good to over prepare. And
I think
we did
so.
do that.
I
We
think so, yeah.
definitely did that.
Yeah.
So that in the future, now we know what to expect, or
Mhm.
plus whatever, plus extra,
Yeah.
however much percentage. We heard from multiple people that wished they would have stayed here,
yeah,
and they flew in here and had to figure out transportation to get to Roswell for their hotels there.
yeah.
And a lot of them were like, man, you guys went above and beyond for us, giving us personal rides, giving us, your personal cell phone number to pick us up. Wow. Like that is
Yeah.
amazing.
And that word will spread.
It really will.
And
yeah.
if even that's just the one niche of the people, the pilots, the people that fly in personally, if we, they'll talk amongst themselves and be like, go land in Artesia.
Mhm.
They'll take
Mhm.
care of you down there. So
Yeah. I gave a ride to a gentleman. This was so cool. He called us and he said, hey, I'm skipping the TFR in Roswell. I want to land in Artesia. I'm staying in Artesia with my grandson. However, I need a ride from the airport to the U-Haul. And we're like, U-Haul? And he's like, yeah, because there's not any rental cars in Artesia. So I rented a U-Haul. And I was like, that is so genius. So genius.
Yeah.
He's like, I tried to get a van, so it wasn't too weird, but I ended up with a box truck.
Just driving a box truck around.
So it was so cool. I was like, that's really smart. It's probably cheaper than a rental car anyway, right?
More than likely it was cheaper.
Yeah. So I picked him up at the airport. Him and his grandson. I drove him to the U-Haul. He got his U-Haul, and they stuck around Artesia that night because it was Thursday, I think. And then, or no, it was Friday. It was Friday, and I was like, "Come downtown." It was really fun. But he said his grandson has very expensive taste buds.
Okay.
So they had to go get Adobe Rose. And they went there and had the best time. Said it was so good. Live music was there as well Friday night, and enjoyed a beautiful steak, and we'll be back. And so anyways, then he called back on Sunday and said he would, he needs from U-Haul to the airport back, So I went and got him and took him back to the airport and just heard all the things. And he said he talked to so many people and told them all the things that he did, and was like, in my world of airplanes, I told everybody they have to come to Artesia and do it this way. Yeah. And he goes, but I hate that, like, your cell phone number is tied to this, or somebody's cell phone number is tied to this. And I said, but that's what we're here for. We're here to support you, and we'll figure out things. We pushed and pushed and pushed Ubers and Lyft, and a handful of them came out to help out. So over time, hopefully that'll just keep building and building. But he was a really nice guy. Daryl is his name. And he now wants to bring his wife back and come to Balloons and Tunes. So
awesome.
Here we go.
There you go. Yeah. I told that's one thing I did tell everybody about, is about Balloons and Tunes. And like you guys got to come back and see us,
Yeah.
So
cool.
But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was surprised a little bit at the lack of number. I was, I thought we were going to have more than that. But I think we put our best foot forward. I think it's going to pay dividends in the long run. This is around for at minimum 2 more years. And I don't know if you've been on the Air Race Group fans page.
A couple of them I've been seeing.
The response there was phenomenal.
Good.
Like, not just to us, but to the race itself.
Good.
Because apparently the track here is 2 miles longer than it was in Reno.
That's cool.
What they call the Valley of Speed. So the fastest portion of the racetrack at Stead was on the opposite side of the track, away from the grandstands. Like, you had to go out into the kind of the desert to set in that portion. You couldn't be down over where the main action was at. And so here, the Valley of Speed is right down the runway in front of the grandstands.
That's cool.
And so everybody's like, yes, this is awesome.
So cool. Way better layout.
So really, really phenomenal reaction from the race fans. They loved it. A lot of people on there telling each other, like, quit being whiners. Come support. These people are going out of their way to support us. This thing can only get better. It can only get bigger. And so I think I got good hope for the future of it.
I do too. I 100% have been seeing all of the positivity surrounding the air races, surrounding the festival in Artesia, Red Dirt Black Gold.
Skydiving will be bigger and better next year.
So I heard it sold out?
No, we don't. No. Ladies and gentlemen, we have no idea where that rumor came from.
I don't know.
I was ready to pull my hair out Thursday when we started hearing that.
Yeah.
We have no idea where that rumor came from.
Well, and
I don't know.
Someone logged on and said there was only 1 spot left.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know.
No,
Okay.
there was a bit of a booking problem on Thursday with the website, and I don't know if people saw that and then started telling people. I went looking for that rumor on Facebook to squash it, could never find it. So, but we did 30 tandems.
Yay!
So that's awesome. Out of that, I've got 5 or 6 people ready to go get their skydiving license now. But
wow.
The airport loved having us out there.
Good.
Everything went phenomenal.
Good.
The skydiving company is blown away. They love Artesia, so look forward to more action.
Awesome.
They're ready to come back. We're looking at dates over the next year. We want to make that weekend a huge, what we call a boogie.
Huge boogie.
So
boogie in Artesia.
Bringing in bigger planes, bringing in sports skydivers, doing some maybe try to do some state records.
Cool.
Stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah, so
that'll be fun.
I think we can only grow from here. I think
Cool.
it's going to get bigger and better every single year.
Yes, sir. I agree. That's
So,
awesome. That's
but-
way cool.
Yeah. So excited
Really
for you
fun.
guys. You got the first one under.
Yep.
Now it's time for the after action
Debrief,
report,
yes.
debrief. Where can we improve? What can we change? What did work? What didn't work? We got a lot of work to do there, I think.
Yes, and I think one thing about our committee of event planning people, as far as that goes, like as far as post-event information, we strive very, very, very hard to be really good at not pointing fingers at all, but just, okay, this didn't work.
Yeah.
And not saying this was your idea and it was horrible. It's like,
So
hey,
silly.
we laid this out. We all backed this one idea, whatever
Yeah.
it was. We were in agreement with it, and it flopped. Or, hey, this idea we all backed and it was wonderful and it was so good and blah 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 blah. Let's keep doing it. And so I think that all those sessions, looking and critically thinking about the event and moving forward with it, and not just the event, Red Dirt Black Gold in and of itself, but all of the committees that we had, right? The hospitality committee, the transportation committee, the retail and food committee, like what things worked, what things didn't work, how did it go, how did things respond, and so so we're real. I love that about us, that we can be critical about the details without pointing fingers and getting our feelings hurt and whatever, which is rare in a big group of girls, right?
Well, just a big group of people in general.
Lots of
people, when something doesn't go right, everybody wants to find someone to blame.
Sure.
When the truth is, this just didn't pan out.
Sure.
So
yeah,
I think
and that's
there's
okay.
a ton of room for improvement. There always is. This is a great learning experience, I think, for everybody. And so we go into the next year better prepared.
Yeah, absolutely, better prepared.
Year after year. And so we figure this thing out.
And new ideas will just come up too, I mean, year after year, trends change and things change. Like we've been doing balloons and tunes for 42 years, right? So, but still every year we're like, okay, what's fun and different and new? Like this year, I'm reaching out to some RC balloons, which I did last year. It was a little too late, but things like that.
I'm curious to see how those work.
Oh, they're so cool. I have video. I'll show you when we're off air. I'll send it to you. It's cool.
Well, let's go ahead and
the same.
So at that note, let's go ahead and take our break.
Okay.
We'll take our mid-break, and then we'll come back for more after this.
Yeah.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Health's Carlsbad Public Health Office is temporarily moving. The new location, 171 East Stevens Street in Carlsbad, for about 2 weeks for renovations. Limited public health, WIC, children's medical, and vital record services will be available at the temporary location during regular business hours, 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5. Eddy County, which owns the building that houses the Carlsbad Public Health Office at 1306 West Stevens Street, is overseeing the renovations to the building. The temporary public health location is the former Eddy County Detention Center. It does remain a secure facility. For entry, you can call 575-887-7556. And the city of Artesia is thanking everyone who helped out in changing the plans for the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival at the last minute. The thunderstorms caused the outdoor music events to be canceled, but a great evening of music was still performed at the Ocotillo. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. Today's stock market story could be titled Countdown to Tomorrow. When the stock market prices in certainty, the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates, helping companies, the stock market, and the real estate market. The Nasdaq set another record and the S&P 500 closed above 6,600 for the first time. Many think lower interest rates will make companies more optimistic about growing and hiring. Others say interest rate cuts won't have that much effect for a while and hiring is still slow. Robinhood will start a social media network for investors to follow each other because some rely on social media for what others are saying about stocks, and sometimes they buy stocks at the same time to push the
prices higher. Tesla's stock has risen 85% from its April low. GeneDx tells the Wall Street Journal they're making new discoveries every week on treatments for diseases. Veteran investing columnist Jason Zweig says with stocks high, some investors now want more and more and higher, but he says the quest to get rich quick with rapid and risky trading ends in tears. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hey everyone, with your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The defensive end rotation added a former #1 overall pick of the NFL Draft. You'll hear from Jadeveon Clowney after this.
Whether you're getting ready to purchase a home, setting up a college fund for your kids, or preparing for retirement, you're working hard to live a life you love. And you deserve peace of mind knowing your home, loved ones, and future are protected. At SWBC, we can help you assess your personal situation and create a customized solution to make sure you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Visit SWBC.com to learn about your mortgage, insurance, and wealth management options today. That's SWBC.com.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
Yesterday, the Cowboys boosted their pass rush by signing the former #1 overall pick of the NFL Draft, defensive end Jadeveon Clowney, to a one-year deal. The former Houston Texan is in his 11th season, and the Cowboys are a 7th NFL team. The 32-year-old was asked by reporters yesterday how much gas is left in the tank.
A lot, but I'm excited to play. Been at home on that couch, man. You be ready to get up off of it. But that locker room will make you feel a lot younger than you is, you know? I'm just looking forward to the week of practice this week and getting out there with them guys.
Clowney takes the roster spot of center Cooper Beebe, who was injured Sunday, breaking a small bone in his right foot and spraining his right ankle. He'll miss 6 to 8 weeks, and Brock Hoffman will start Sunday against the Bears in place of Beebe. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Weather this hour is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. Protect your home from pests that invade. Find them online at BobReedPestControl.com or call today 575-623-5344. Serving all of southeast New Mexico.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. So, still in the studio with Jessica.
Got some fun tunes today. They're
I know.
different. You changed things up.
I don't do any.
Oh, you don't do
I'm just I just kind of show up at this place, talk.
Cool. That's
I'm good
so
at talking.
Fun.
You know.
Talking is fun.
It's a great way to make a living.
Yeah.
Just talking to people.
Yeah. I guess so.
All right. So in-car was I think it was a success.
I think it was a success.
Okay.
I agree. Did you eat out anywhere on Saturday?
Not Saturday
in
night.
Artesia?
Not Saturday night because we
sure
called called it a night.
Yes.
In fact, so my daughter was in town and everything, so and everybody was tired, stressed, and everything. So it became pizza and movie night, family pizza and movie night. So we went and grabbed some pizza. We went back to the house and watched a movie. So.
Where'd you get pizza?
Domino's.
Dang.
Why?
Well, okay, so we distributed to 21 restaurants that said yes to have T-shirts.
Yeah, I didn't.
I wondered if maybe anyone got to see them. I know Lucky Duck posted a photo.
Did they?
Of their staff wearing
Yeah.
them. I know Starbucks accidentally wore theirs on Friday.
But
that's about all I know.
did see them wearing it on Friday at
Did you?
Starbucks. Yes, when I went to go.
That's okay. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's fine. We tried to give them the memo, but they just didn't actually, physically, brainfully get it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
But so all of it, I think, went really, really well. But now on to the next thing.
Oh gosh, I know. Can you believe it? We already have 5 pilots signed up for
Only
balloons
5?
and
Come on,
No,
pilots.
Already,
Let's get some more.
that's so big considering usually, I try to get the pilot applications out pretty quickly. They start bugging me and chomping at the bit in July.
Yeah.
But I do try to get them out soon as possible because I try to get them signed up before Fiesta, which is in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, we usually get the majority of our pilots all signed up and ready to rock and roll before October. And we've already got 5 and I'm so excited. And we've got, they're telling their friends and where can we get this online and where's the form and all the things. So I'm excited.
Awesome.
We're doing some fun and different new things with sponsors this year.
Okay.
Because it's been a little bit, so the Balloons, Bands, and Brews event, we were trying to keep things separate, but that's really hard when the pilots are involved. And when pilots are involved, you think it's just part of Balloons and Tunes, right?
Yeah.
And so we pivoted and we did a little bit of restructuring on that. So we'll get that information out shortly. I'm really excited for that because we're still bringing it back and getting some live music and just having a good, fun family fire concert with our pilots and the cheerleaders come out, the Artesia High School marching band comes out, and we're excited for that. That'll be really fun. The Airstream Rally was approved at City Council.
Yeah.
So that's really fun. You were there. Awesome. I'm excited for that. Our very first one. And it's funny because the little news 60-second news thing on the radio, it says it's the first Airstream Rally in New Mexico, but that's not true. It's the first urban Airstream Rally in New Mexico. So urban meaning downtown, not at a actual RV site.
Yeah.
So we're excited for
that's
that.
coming up. So Balloons and Tunes, for those who don't know, we have all our big balloon rally. That Saturday night, concerts and everything downtown. And by the way, that setup,
it was fun, huh?
That was an awesome setup.
Yes.
So Balloons and Tunes, I think stage goes. I think the whole setup right there was perfect.
It was really fun.
It was it was wide open and it was nice. You could move around. People could bring their chairs and set. I thought that was really well done up there.
Thank you. That was really, really an awesome setup. I liked it because in the past it's been flip flopped a little bit. On Texas, it was on the other side at Roselawn, and then we pushed it over to
the stage felt more open.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it's closed off in that intersection, so I thought that went really well.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was a great thing. We were a little nervous because by flip-flopping it the other direction, the sun is not in the band's face, but the sun would have been in the crowd's face, right? Setting that way.
Yeah.
But we got very lucky with clouds. And then also the big backdrop coming down really helped, I think, too. So, I think it was good. I think everything went so well and so many volunteers. I just can't even believe it. I was in charge of the volunteer hospitality. That was my job. And so Wednesday, Artesia Main Street supplied all the snacks, all the things. I just went in there and I dumped a bunch of hot dogs in a crock pot. Everyone was able to come and get hot dogs and chips and all the things and help themselves, right? Friday, Subway donated Subway sandwiches, which was so awesome. They were so thankful. They were gone within an hour. So we had to pivot and add Green Chili Cafe from the hospital had
Called them,
also
get some more
donated.
food,
yeah. And so luckily I had picked that up on Thursday, even though I wasn't planning it for another day. So I just threw out the burritos and was like, here you go.
Yeah.
Help yourselves, So we had Green Chili Cafe and Subway on Thursday. Friday night was so nice. Slotchkis donated actual big lunch boxes for each of our volunteers. I think there was literally 6 left that I had to put in the fridge. It was awesome because we had so many people. And then Saturday we busted out the burritos from Green Chili Cafe again.
Cool.
So we're just so thankful for local organizations, knowing that they're probably going to be extra busy, still stepped up and donated food for all the volunteers, because it does take an army. It takes a village, and it was so many people, all hands on deck. That I just I don't even know all the names of all the people. I mean, Lucretia Lyles had a cool little buggy, like a golf cart buggy.
Yeah, her golf cart's awesome.
It was so cool. And she was going up and down just here, please have us out, because they were stuck at the gates, right? They couldn't leave. They were taking tickets and whatever. And so I helped her that one of the nights and was helping her hand out all the things. And she was so sweet to just drive up and down and all around and saying, police, fire, security, and volunteers here. We're trying to feed you. Make sure you're healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was, like I said, so many people. There were. I mean, I'm sure Main Street will come on here and tell you all the sponsors, all of the amazing people that helped make this event happen, and that helps keep the cost of the gate entrance down. Right.
Yeah.
So thankful, incredibly thankful for them. And
yeah, it can't beat $10 for what all was down there.
Yes.
In a concert essentially for $10.
Yeah.
So
it was awesome.
Yeah. So Balloons and Tunes coming up November. What weekend?
7th through the 9th.
I had 5th in my head. 7th.
7th through the 9th. Yes, sir. So it'll be the first full weekend in November every year. Yep. This one was a little bit wonky just because of Halloween. Last year we were right on top of Halloween. Because it was a Thursday night and we still did it that weekend. We pivoted from that this year. So
we get to have Artesia Halloween this year on November 1st.
Yes. Or the 25th. Downtown Artesia will be hopping on the 25th. That's when
so they're doing
Trick or Treat Main Street is the 25th.
Okay.
That is always the weekend, the Saturday before Halloween.
Yeah.
It used to be the Saturday closest to Halloween.
Yeah.
But we found a lower attendance after Halloween.
Interesting.
Yeah, even if it was say it was the 1st or the 2nd of November, I think people are already we already packed everything up.
Yeah.
We're full of candy. Leave us alone. So putting it the Saturday before Halloween is so much more fun. They are starting to collect candy for that. So it's right here. Oh, I mean, think about it. This weekend is Fall Fiesta.
And
then,
there's
a lot. Yeah, and then Homecoming. And then we pivot to another big giant, Art in the Park, October 18th.
Yeah.
Trick or Treat Main Street, October 25th. Balloons and Tunes.
Weekend after weekend after weekend. It's the fall, ladies and gentlemen.
Fall in Artesia.
Not to mention all 6 home games. 4 more home games to go, plus playoffs. And so it's going to be it's a wild fall. We have a lot going on.
So fun.
Everything will slow down in January, though, right?
No.
No. No. This is probably one of the most active towns I've ever been in.
Really? That's
it's
so
just
exciting.
Stuff going constantly that's town-centered, right?
Yes.
And I'm so appreciative of it.
Yeah.
And you don't. And here's the deal. What that does, I think it opens opportunity for you don't have to participate in everything.
Right.
So you can different things for different people, and they can all go and tie to the community and be part of it and enjoy themselves. And yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's really good. We do have to. I think we have this community mindset, which is great because this is what we need, but that we have to create things to get people here.
Yeah.
We don't have any natural draw
to
our town.
No.
So creating those things is what really, really helps. Especially, one of the biggest things that we push at the Chamber and the Visitor Center is that we are a great hub. Stay here in Artesia and look at all these fun things that you can do. Even on our in-car page, we at the bottom of it, it was here's a map. We're the crossroads, and you can go and do the aliens in Roswell. You can go and do the caverns in Carlsbad. You can go and do White Sands over here. You can go to the racetrack in Hobbs over here. You can go to Ruidoso over here. Like, just stay here and make all these fun day trips, and this could be your hub. Come back for dinner and enjoy the fun things we have going on in the evenings. And I think it's really starting to catch on.
Well, we've talked a lot about this weekend. Me and the guys from Viva Skydive, we talked about this is a great central hub to draw people into skydive because you know we naturally center for all of these towns. You know, and so if everybody can come here to do it, you know, then plus the airport, you can't ask for a better skydiving place than that airport.
Really, that's cool. Okay, so what's the best part about that?
Because
why?
Air traffic's low. Winds are consistent. Huge landing area, so that if you miss, you've got plenty of places to land. There's not a bunch of traffic and stuff happening to get in the way of I mean, so like we could just go out there.
Nice.
And it was amazing.
That's cool. That's really cool.
I got 3 jumps in this weekend. Would have got 4. I got weathered out Saturday morning. I was on the plane. We're going up, and there's like clouds at 1,000 feet. I'm like,
Yeah.
Then we land, and like 10 minutes later, skies open up wide. You know, but by that point now we got to get the tandems in, and so But it was a blast. Oh,
cool.
And I'll tell you, like we were flying over Artesia Public Schools. We want to jump into your stadium. We flew over top of that. I'm like, oh yeah, we can make that.
Yeah. Were you here with the guy, the paraplegic guy?
No, I wasn't here. I was still in the Marine Corps and gone.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know him personally. But I'm real good friends with a guy who was on the jump when he lost both of his legs, and so it's like I know his people, his community and stuff, and so it was pretty fun talking about. Hey, look, that guy's jumping into
That was a cool game. I remember going to it, and I didn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah.
It just so happened to be the Goddard game, and being from Goddard, this was my first home game to come to in Artesia. And so I begged and begged. I was like, we have to go, because my now husband, but boyfriend at the time, was like, we're not going to this game. We're going to win. So why are we even going to go? And I said, because you're from Artesia, I'm from Goddard. We have to go to this. It'll be so fun. So I wore my blue and he wore his orange, and he made me sit on the home side. And I was like, okay, fine. So if that'll get you to go with me. And we walk in, and this parachuting guy is coming in, landing on his rear end in the middle of the field. And I was like, this is so cool. This is why we came, see?
Yeah.
And then after first quarter, it was really bad. And I'm sitting there, and, I'm starting to cheer for, like, first downs, because I'm like, okay, this is about all we're going to get is a first down, right? And so then this guy behind me taps me on the shoulder, and he says, so I take it you're cheering for Goddard? And I said, well, yeah, I graduated from there. And he said, me too. And so we just started laughing. It was awesome. It was really funny.
Yeah.
But then he looked at me after the first quarter, and he said, are you embarrassed yet? Can we go home? And I said, sure. It's fine. So, no, it was fun. It was really cool. So I was really glad that we went, because I got to see that.
Yeah.
It was really neat.
No matter how good anything is, if you add skydiving to it, it makes it better.
Right? So fun. So fun. So what color was the parachute?
Mine?
Well, this weekend. Was there a couple different ones?
Oh, there's tons of different colors, yeah.
Because it takes a while to repack.
Not
right?
really.
No.
I can pack up most parachutes in under 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I did a lot of that this weekend to help out, because the numbers were higher than we were booked. We had a lot of walk-ins and stuff and everything, and so trying to get them turned out quickly. So I did quite a bit of packing this weekend for them.
Did you have any that freaked out and no, don't make me put all 4 legs on the thing?
No, nobody. No, honestly, nobody does that. Once you're in the plane, the experience is different than I think what most people expect. You get in there, the door opens up, you swing over, and you're in that door. There's not it's so sensory, and the first time you do it, you really don't even have the wherewithal to go, no, you're like, okay, sure, I'm doing this. I signed up. I paid you. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And the guys are so good. at instilling trust and
Yeah.
briefing you through and showing you all the safety factors and everything else. And,
That's cool.
And it happens so fast,
That's
that-
awesome.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's
Okay,
intense.
someone from police department went.
Yes.
I saw the face on Facebook, but I didn't recognize who it was. Can we say it out loud or no?
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe we can. I just saw the post on Facebook.
We had a
"That's
lot of
cool."
people from around town come.
Cool.
And they really, really enjoyed it. A lot of people really loved it. Had a great time. A lot of spectators. A lot of people coming to watch their friends and family jump. And
Yeah.
so it was a really good environment out there. Real energetic and a lot going on.
Yeah, that's so cool. I'm so happy that I'm glad you brought it. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So, and we were excited
Really
to be
fun.
here, and we're ready to come back and do more.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
awesome. Well,
I mean, this
balloons-
weekend is huge. I mean,
Yeah.
we literally have
Yeah,
like 2 minutes
we got
to
2
talk.
minutes, but yeah. So
we have Fall Fiesta
Fall Fiesta plus a 5K that morning. for
run,
fall-
fun
yeah.
run, fun run at the Fall Fiesta, or
Yeah, at
that's
the Fall Fiesta.
hospital one.
No, there's one at 7 a.m. at the Fall Fiesta.
Oh.
And there's one at 7 p.m. at the hospital that night.
Oh, that's the glow thing.
The glow in the dark run.
Okay.
Yeah. There was something else this weekend. I went through all of it right
You
before
did,
you
I
came, right
know.
before you came on, but tons of stuff. Away game this week, Gadsden.
Yes.
So watch it on KSVP.com.
Yep.
If
Or
you don't
go to Cruces.
Yeah, or drive to Cruces.
That's fine.
Yep.
Or stay here for all the fun activities.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Golf
It'll be fun.
tournaments this weekend going on.
I'm sure.
Yeah, there always is.
Always. Every year. Every weekend.
So.
I know. It's so fun. It's such, and this weather this week is awesome. In the 80s all week. It's so nice.
I'm appreciative of that.
Yes.
Maybe a little rain tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, maybe a little more rain. Hopefully not a torrential downpour like it was the other day. That was crazy.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I mean, there was some damage.
there was. Yeah,
Not
that
just at the event, in
Yeah.
the event area. I mean, there's damage around town. If you look around and see the things, and there's definitely damage.
I felt bad, so we pulled out to come back right just as the rain ended.
Mhm.
And First Street was a river.
Yes.
And there's 2 motorcyclists and that have been trying to ride through it. Water's up to the middle of their wheels. They're soaked from head to toe.
Oh, they're like, we're just trying to get where we're
They
going.
were just trying not to like stall and
Yeah.
break down in the middle of the river. So
Oh man,
But-
we got stuck in it as well. I was coming back from Roswell. Well, first I went to Roswell, got stuck in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta go.
yeah.
Sorry.
No, we got about 10 seconds, 10,
Okay.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
So anything. So if people want to get supported, get involved, everything else, artesiachamber.com.
Yes.
Or is
Absolutely Artesia.com.
Absolutely Artesia.com is staying up. It's going to tell you everything that's going on in
It is our
Artesia.
brand new visitors website, and we're so excited. All things.
Yeah.
All the things.
Yeah. And there's little QR codes all around town I saw.
Yes,
So you can
and we'll
scan
still
and
keep
go.
putting those out.
Awesome.
So we're
Okay.
excited. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless and have a wonderful week.
Thanks. We'll see you next
All
week.
right, bye.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Incredible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Incredible.
When was the last time you had some really delicious homemade ice cream? That long, huh? Well, satisfy that craving with Ensemble Tea Treats homemade ice cream, now available at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Ensemble Tea is a local company, so it's good ice cream and you're supporting our community businesses. Come try some homemade Ensemble Tea ice cream today at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia.
To be a champion, each team member must do their part to help the team win. That is true in business too. Edge Safety and Services LLC want to do their part to help your business win. They specialize in several field services: sandblasting, coating steamers, pressure washing, repairs, and cleanouts. Edge Safety also offers drug and alcohol screening and on-site services and safety trainings to make you better. Edge Safety and Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Artesia? Trust the team that knows this town best. Lois Oliver Real Estate. With years of local experience and a dedicated group of expert agents, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're finding the perfect place for your family or getting the best value when it's time to sell, Lois Oliver Real Estate is your hometown advantage. Visit LoisOliverRealEstate.com and let's get started today, because no one knows Artesia like we do, and we love it here.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, get select L2502 series for as low as $21,999 or $325 per month. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Looking for professional window tinting services? Look no further than Reliable Tint in Artesia. Located at 1502 South 1st Street, they specialize in auto and residential window tinting, as well as glass replacement for windshields, side and rear glass. But that's not all. They now offer advanced technology, rock chip, and crack repair, ensuring your vehicle stays in top shape. Open Monday through Saturday, Reliable Tint is here for all of your tinting and glass needs. Call them today, 575-616-9163. Reliable Tint in Artesia, where quality meets reliability.
I'm Brett. I work at Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. Camping is one of my favorite things to do here. There's really nothing like it. I feel a lot of pride working for Chevron. Lowering carbon intensity is very important in my job. New Mexico really is the land of enchantment.
Learn more at chevron.com/Brett.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
The president looking for a Fed interest rate cut this week.
The rate should be much lower, much lower. But I just signed his document and all of the papers, and Steve Myron is now on.
GOP lawmakers in the House coming to the defense of the Trump tariffs.
Republicans on the Rules Committee advanced a procedural measure Monday night that would extend until March 31st to block on efforts by Democrats and several Republicans to end the national emergencies underlying President Trump's sweeping tariffs, including on Mexico, Canada, Brazil, and his Liberation Day levies from April. It would also block resolutions of inquiry, measures that can be used by the House to compel the release of information from the executive branch. The House is set to vote Tuesday on the measure, which also tees up several D.C. crime and governance-related bills for floor debate. Bernie Bennett in Washington.
The president urging congressional Republicans to pass a temporary spending bill, one that would avert a government shutdown at month's end.
Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill say they're willing to shut down the government in order to save cuts to health care funding. At the White House, the president is telling Republicans to stick together. He writes on social media that GOP lawmakers must fight back against what he calls radical left Democrat demands.
White House correspondent Craig Clugston. While dismissing terrorism charges, a New York judge is keeping state murder charges against Luigi Mangione, charged in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Capital murder and other charges to be lodged against Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old man accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk, to appear virtually today in Utah State Court. Hollywood legend, actor-director Robert Redford has died. He was 89. Wall Street, the Dow down 152, townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher, host of The Mike Gallagher Show. I don't mess around when it comes to saving you money. Right now, rates have dropped to the lowest level in over a year and a half. That means if you bought your home or refinanced in the last 3 years, you could be saving hundreds of dollars every month. Lower your rate, lower your monthly payment, even kick that pesky PMI to the curb. And get this, you can skip 2 full months of mortgage payments. But that's not all. Fellowship Home Loans just rolled out something incredible. Their very own HELOC and lines of credit. Approval in just 5 minutes. Money in your account in as little as 4 days. It's the easiest system loan you've ever used. You can do it yourself online. Whether you want to pay off bills, tackle a home project, cover education, or even a wedding, Fellowship Home Loans makes it simple to leverage the money that's already sitting in your house. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending guided by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
The polls have opened in Malawi's presidential and parliamentary elections.
This election will be a test for democracy in Malawi. The last one in 2019 was annulled due to irregularities which led to an historic rerun. This one is the first under a new rule. The winner needs at least 50% of the vote. It's expected to be a two-horse race between the former president, Peter Mutharika, and the incumbent, Lazarus Chakwera. Concerns that there'll have to be a rerun have also been growing, as analysts have predicted that none of the candidates will secure a majority in the first round.
The BBC's Namsa Maseko. Prime Minister Keir Starmer is condemned as dangerous, remarks by Elon Musk, the billionaire businessman telling an anti-illegal immigration rally in London that violence is coming to Britain, and he urged people to fight back. News and analysis, townhall.com. National battle over U.S. House control.
The former Republican California governor is urging the state's voters to reject a November ballot proposal to rejigger districts that he said would erode democratic principles. Schwarzenegger said Monday that the Democratic-backed Proposition 50 is insane. The proposal, championed by Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom, would temporarily set aside districts crafted by an independent commission and replace them with reshaped districts designed to benefit the party's candidates in the fight for House control. The move is similar to a GOP-led effort in Texas pushed by President Trump. Keith Peters, Washington.
It's called the Stop Illegal Entry Act, passed by House Republicans. It mandates tougher penalties for aliens who re-enter the country illegally, as well as for felons already here illegally. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is William Aaron Irving, owner of Oakley and Irving Wealth Management, who celebrated a birthday on Sunday the 14th. Aaron worked with and took over for Dave Oakley as a great investment manager and an awesome joke teller on KSVP and now Roswell's Talk FM. Your clients thank you for caring for them, and we wish you a happy belated birthday. Today, Aaron, you're going to receive a flower from Nell's Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Aaron Irving.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, coming into the 9 o'clock hour, had a great conversation with the Chamber in the last hour, talking about everything in car, talking about what's going on here in the coming months. Busy little town we live in. But I want to get back to what I was talking about in the first hour, the beginning of the first hour. We started the show off, and I read from Ephesians 6, and Ephesians 6, 10 through 20, talks about putting on the armor of God. And one of the things, I want to expound upon that a bit in light of the tragedy we witnessed last week, the loss of Charlie Kirk, his assassination. It's not sugar-coated. He was assassinated. He was assassinated for both his political beliefs and his faith. There's no doubt about that. There's no way around that narrative and understanding it as that. And the reason I think he was assassinated is because he didn't waver. He didn't back off. He spoke truth. He spoke it boldly. He spoke it proudly, and he spoke it based and captured within the objective truth of the creator of the universe. He said, this is what the creator has said. And therefore, that's how we will understand life, and that's how we should govern our lives, how we should govern our nation, how we should govern everything, is through that objective truth that God has laid down. He followed Ephesians 6:10 through 20 as a life guiding passage. He put on the armor of God every single day, every time he stepped on that campus, and he spoke to these young people. One of the things that's really, I think, disheartening about the whole thing, the part that's really hard to take in and grasp and understand and hold on to, is the fact that Charlie wasn't going out there trying to force anyone to live in a certain way. What he was saying is, here's the objective truth of reality. I want to talk to you about it. And I want to show you truth. Let's have a discussion. Let's debate. He wasn't trying to leverage governmental powers to force people to believe a certain way. What he was saying is, stop, examine your worldview, and let's see if it truly holds up to reality. Well, what does that do? That fights against a false ideology. The father of lies is behind all false religions, all false ideology. They all come from one place. The father of all lies, the spiritual forces that exist beyond us, and it drives this mentality. One of the things I found in years of combat is this: the enemy becomes the most dangerous when you have his back up against a wall. And I think that's a man like Charlie was doing that. He had the lies, the wrong-headed thoughts of this world, of the campus indoctrinational system. He had all of that up against its back. They could not argue back. All they could do was yell and screech. And when the yelling and screeching no longer worked, they pulled the trigger. The enemy becomes most dangerous when they're found out, when it becomes a realization that what they're saying is not a legitimate belief system. And that's where we stand today. We stand in the wake of a man losing his life for speaking the truth. He wasn't doing anything other than that. He created an organization that went out and reached people. He did what the church should be doing. He was an evangelist. And what the beauty of Charlie is, it was once asked of him, like, what do you want to be remembered for? And he said, nothing more than my faith in Jesus Christ. He goes, I don't want to be remembered. I want Christ to be remembered. That's what he was standing for. But he wasn't doing it in the mealy-mouthed, conventional way that many Christians have been suckered into for the past 50, 60, 70 years of we'll just be nice to everybody and that'll reach them. No, he stood and said, no, that's not true. This is truth. This is objective, absolute truth. Look at the way God has made this world. And when you go against that, you have to realize that what you believe is wrong. You have to come back around to absolute truth. And a man like him was doing that on a weekly and a daily basis. My hope is that from this tragedy, from the loss of this great man, my prayers and greatest sympathies go out to Erica Kirk and the children and the family and numerous members of his organization. I have friends within the organization that are great guys that are really, really working hard. Many of you may not realize TPUSA, Turning Point Action, was the arm of his organization that worked within elections and everything else to try to reach people, to try to get people registered to vote, bring them out, all that. That was the political arm. There's also Turning Point Faith. Turning Point Faith is trying to do in churches what Turning Point USA was doing on campuses. Attack woke ideology, attack false ideas, stop allowing this liberal mindset to creep into churches, and to embolden pastors to stand on truth and not be afraid of the consequences, because we know that they're in God's hands. Put on the armor of God. Stand in righteousness. Stand in truth. Bear the sword of the word without shame. That's my hope. That's what I pray comes out of this, is that more people are emboldened. The loss of a guy like him is devastating, but it opens up a realm of people that can go, look, I'm with him. I understood what he was saying, and I'm going to proclaim it. I'm going to proclaim Christ twice as loud. I'm going to proclaim Christ in every reach, in every corner of civilization, of life, of school, of work, of every corner of life, and not be ashamed of it. Consequences may be what they are. The enemy has a stronghold within popular media, within the news media, within a large portion of political corners. But what I hope people see is that trying to find a common middle ground with people who would deny the very order of the creation of the universe is not a possibility. Stand firm, speak the truth, and allow the outcome to be in Christ's hands, not ours. I can't force anybody to believe anything. I can't force anybody to live a certain way. But I can proclaim truth, and I will proclaim it loudly from the rooftops. And that's where we have to get to. That's where we have to be. I will say, like I said earlier in the first hour, I am glad I was not on the radio on Thursday, because I was quite fired up, and luckily the Lord gave me plenty of manual labor to do that day, to clear my mind, to help me to gather my thoughts, to bring them in, to prepare a message on Sunday, talking about just exactly this. How is it that the church fights against evil? Well, what has Scripture said? What do we do? How do we do it? It's this right here, putting on the armor of God. And so as my mind is cleared over the past 5 days, and I've come to see it and I come to understand it, I'll invite you out. Shameless plug. I'm preaching a 5-week series on what I call the church militant. How is it that we are to be militant in the spread of the gospel? And so I would invite you to come join us at First Church Artesia on Sundays, 10:45 a.m. And hear and talk to us and pray with us and worship the Lord together. The Lord that oversees all of this. I think He's calling us to action, and I think it's time for us to move forward. So I hope that people understand. I have no hatred towards anybody who believes differently than me. But because God has called me and called us to look at Him, and He's revealed Himself to us, and He's revealed the truth to us, we are to hate that which denies His absolute and objective truth. And so we have to fight against these ideologies. We have to quit losing this country's sovereignty, this country's freedom, to false, wrong-headed beliefs. It's time to stand upon a ground of absolute truth and to push the way forward. And I'm proud to lead the fight, and I'll keep pressing, even if I'm the last man standing. I will not cower. I will not back down, no matter what it costs me. And that's where I think I stand on this. All right, Artesia, I'm going to go ahead and take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Aaron Irving, and we'll see what the markets are doing.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
Supporting Artesia General Hospital means supporting our community. Renewing the mill levy keeps healthcare close to home with state-of-the-art technology, hospital upgrades, and expanded services that benefit every Artesia family. From surgery and women's health to local jobs, your yes vote makes the real difference. Vote yes to renew the Artesia General Hospital mill levy and keep quality care right here at home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/2025-mill-levy.
It's one of those things we've all had on our mind. No matter how much we want to ignore it, we all know that wisdom teeth can cause pain, teeth crowding, and even infection. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. I am proud to be a part of an outstanding team who understands your concerns when considering wisdom teeth removal. Call us today and let our staff walk you through the process so that you are confident and prepared for your wisdom teeth removal. And don't worry, we have sedation dentistry options so that you can rest and feel at ease.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental. Call 575-622-4455.
Unlock the power of effective financial control with First American Bank's wide range of products to help you manage the inflow and the outflow of your cash while gaining efficiency and maximizing profitability. Plus, with robust security measures available through our treasury management products, you'll have greater peace of mind knowing you have taken steps to protect your money. Let us be your partner in growth and success, because when you succeed, we do too. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Member FDIC.
It's Truck Month, and Carlsbad Chevrolet has a lot that's chock full of hard-working trucks, priced to move all month long. Get a 2025 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab with 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Save big across the pre-owned lot, too. Now's the time to save like never before on the hard-working trucks that keep southeastern New Mexico going strong. Get revved up for Truck Month at Carlsbad Chevrolet, 2155 South Canal.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations, Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
Did you know Artesia Ford now offers mobile service? That's right, we come to you. From fluid and air filter changes, battery and wiper replacements, low tires to diagnostic scans and software updates, Artesia Ford's mobile service makes light maintenance easy and convenient. Call Stephen Chavarria, your mobile service manager today, 575-746-3578 to schedule your visit. Limited services and distances apply, so don't wait. Get service on the go with Artesia Ford. As the seasons change, it can be a great time to refresh your oral health too. Here's a few fall tooth care tips from Smile Expressions in Artesia. Fall is a great time to switch out your toothbrush. Toothbrushes should be replaced every 3 to 4 months. With fall coming comes fall baking, which means lots of sugar-laden treats. In addition to the goodies, try reaching for fruits and vegetables that are rich in fiber. And as the end of your insurance year approaches, now could be the perfect time to take advantage of any unused dental benefits. Please call and schedule your appointment today at Smile Expressions in Artesia.
Emerging fund managers and venture capital companies. Streamline your investment strategy with the State of New Mexico's SSBCI program. The SSBCI offers free expert support to help you access opportunities and drive small business growth. We'll help you navigate funding requirements, legal considerations, accounting, and more. Get started today at edd.newmexico.gov. That's edd.newmexico.gov. Sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
coming down on me.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Now we're joined via Zoom by the KSVIP of the day.
Yeah.
Mr. Aaron Irving, celebrating his, what trip around the sun are we on?
This is 52.
52. So you got a couple more trips than I do.
I do.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, belated happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you.
Glad to have you on the air and get to visit on your KSVIP. Did you get your flowers yet?
I did. Just got them. So,
yeah, look at that. You got your flowers and everything else, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome. Well, I don't know if you were listening any earlier, but I'm a little fired up today. So I hope you got some good economic news for me.
Well, we got to wait till Wednesday for that.
Yeah, it's true. Is it Wednesday? Is it this week? I thought it was next week.
Yeah. Tomorrow at noon is when they release their determination.
So. We'll see if old Too Late figured it out yet. And hey, that's a great point. So the Fed's meeting today. I don't know if the final vote's today or the final vote's tomorrow, but either way, be praying that this collection of people that make these decisions, that God work on them and push them in the right direction.
Right.
We need some relief, So, all right, man. What do you got for a joke today?
All right. Well, there was a group of older veterans that had all gotten together after not seeing each other for a number of years. When they met up, they all learned that one of their buddies had passed away right before the get-together was scheduled, and his wife came in and had his ashes. She explained that her husband wanted them all to have some of his ashes, but they had to go find a German-style tankard and place his ashes inside of it and place it somewhere of prominence in their home. All of them, remembering their buddy Frank, found the request odd, but figured it was what he wanted, so they would go along with it. Frank was always a jokester when they knew him and figured there was a punchline in there somewhere, but they couldn't figure it out. Over the next few years, the veterans kept meeting up and discussing why in the world Frank wanted to be placed in some old tankard, but nobody could quite figure out what the deal was. Most of them were of the feeling that Frank wanted to do something so that they would have to get together more often, and giving them an odd request would be a simple way to accomplish that. Eventually, one of the men was sitting at home when his grandson came over to visit. As usual, he started telling his grandson about the different things he had seen in his life. His grandson then started asking about the stuff that was on the mantel over the fireplace, and the subject of Frank came up. After his grandfather told him about Frank's ashes and how they were inside of the tankard and how Frank was a jokester, his grandson speaks up and says, "Grandpa, that one's easy. He wanted to be Frankenstein."
Oh, that's pretty good. There's a plan. Write that one down. Oh man, awesome, dude. Well, hey, why don't you go ahead and give us a report, and let's see how the world of economics is doing. Then we'll visit on the other side.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Tuesday, September 16. Stocks wavered this morning as investors monitored the latest on global trade discussions in a highly awaited Federal Reserve meeting. The S&P 500 traded down 0.1% after hitting a fresh record earlier in the day. The Nasdaq Composite hovered near the flat line, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 0.4%. Key bull market leaders declined, with shares of Nvidia and Palantir each down about 1%. Microsoft and Google parent Alphabet also edged lower. Oracle shares gained 4% after the cloud infrastructure platform was reported to be part of the firms that may enable TikTok to keep operating in the United States, sources confirmed to CNBC's David Faber. Details about the deal on the social media platform come after U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said yesterday that the U.S. and China have reached a framework deal for TikTok just days ahead of a Wednesday deadline to either divest TikTok's U.S. business or shut down the social media app in the country. Investors remain on edge about the so-called tariffs set to take effect in November with China as well. Bessent said during a CNBC interview this morning that he expects further talks to happen before that deadline, and that, quote, the Chinese now sense that a trade deal is possible after the U.S. and Chinese officials conducted 2 days of talks on Monday. President Trump also gave a positive description of the trade discussions yesterday, which led U.S. stocks to rally and push the S&P 500 to close above the 6,600 level for the first time. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer said yesterday that the trade discussions had been deferred to another time, however, given the intense focus on TikTok. Traders also awaited a policy decision from the Federal Reserve, which kicked off a two-day meeting today. Fed Funds futures price is pricing in a 100% likelihood of at least a quarter-point rate cut, according to CME Group's FedWatch tool. Yet traders will still be closely monitoring Fed Chair Jerome Powell's subsequent press conference for any clues on the future of monetary policy. The meeting comes after the Senate confirmed President Trump's pick to join the central bank, Stephen Moran. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 173 points lower at 45,709. The S&P 500 is down 9 points at 6,606, and the NASDAQ Composite is 10 points lower at 22,338. West Texas Intermediate crude is up $1.09 a barrel to $64.39. Stocks of local interest: HF Sinclair is up 92 cents a share to $52.56. Walmart is down 8 cents at $103.62 a share. Apple is up $2.96 a share to $239.66, and ConocoPhillips is $1.98 higher at $94.30 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
All right, man. Well, no horrible news.
No, not horrible.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Just kind of steady, just kind of rolling along there, sounds like. So, I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow, man. I really am. I just, and of course, I'll get to talk to you about it on Thursday, but I think at this point, it kind of I think they're kind of going to have to do it. Otherwise, it's going to turn into...
The market would react aggressively, I guess.
That's kind of my thought, too, is like, okay, they've drug it along, and then there was the rumors of 20, of a quarter point and all this and that, and I think if they do nothing, I think there's going to be a negative reaction across the markets.
Yes.
And then that just gives Trump and the conservatives even more reason to just start pointing the finger at the Fed, and the Fed will become the most hated organization in the country.
Right. And this Federal Reserve, they typically try not to surprise the markets. They kind of go along with what the market expects, and so I don't expect any surprise out. Yeah, if I'm surprised, that'll be a surprise.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if I'm surprised. That's the whole point behind being surprised.
That is what the word surprise means, I guess.
Exactly. So, just a little bit, maybe if you could just kind of talk on so if they do make the cut, like what kind of effects are we looking at over the coming months? Because they could make up to 3 total cuts before the end of the year. I
believe there's 3 more meetings.
3 total meetings for including this one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, September. Yeah.
So if we start seeing those point cuts the way they say that they're probably going to happen, what are some of the effects on the market, on the economy that you see that will come out of something like that?
Yeah, a lot of the market, I think, is pricing in. I think the market's, from what I've heard, the analysts figured the market's pricing in about 2 cuts for the remainder of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know how many for next year they've already got priced in. But yeah, if the market sees that they're likely to cut more than what the market is priced in, then the market would go with that. And typically your stock prices rise when rates go down, typically because you're not getting as much interest and not paying as much interest, and so your valuations can go higher on stocks
to
have better performance and things. So,
so it'd be an economic boost across the board as those rates get cut, they come down. I think there's a corollary effect on inflation in that, because as far as I can tell, like your rates come down, people spend more, borrow more, which borrowing more is not the answer. Don't do that.
Depending on where it goes, the inflation part could be up or down, but like mortgages, that would help reduce the inflation because you're going to spark the housing market again. If you put too much fire in the economy, of course, that can spark inflation because you have too few goods for too many dollars, and prices go up. But the debt that the government has is going to be cheaper to finance, which is a good thing for us as long as we continue to try to get rid of the debt. You can buy houses for cheaper. You can borrow money for a car for cheaper. The government is paying banks less money to keep money in overnight deposits. Save money there. There's a lot of follow-on effects. You don't want it to go too low where people have no incentive to save, but getting to a neutral rate is a decent thing, I think.
Well, and it seemed to work well, because we sat in that 2 to 3 point range. It seemed for almost like a decade. It may have been longer that we were sitting in those rates, and the economy was moving. It was driving forward, but. Obviously in the last 4 years, but prior to this, with those massive inflation and everything else, everything's just stagnated. If you're a small business owner, you know it. It hits us the hardest, because when people don't have as much money, they're paying bills. They don't have as much money to come out and buy product and things like that, and I think it creates that, what they call it, stagflation.
Right. Yeah, prices going up and still nothing in the economy.
Right. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Happy birthday. Hope you're having a great week this week. And
thank you. And I'm glad everything went well with the parachuting. That's good.
It was awesome, dude. Like, man, it was so funny, because it was like a switch just went on, and I was, cool. 6 years younger back in my heydays, and just having a blast, getting my old body to squeeze into little bitty airplanes and climb out. And so it was very reinvigorating this weekend. I really had a great time. Look forward to more of it. We'll get you out there next time.
One of these days, you can talk my wife into letting me go.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a great week, and we'll talk to you on Thursday, and we'll see what the Fed does tomorrow.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, you too. God bless.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The New Mexico Department of Health's Carlsbad Public Health Office is temporarily moving. The new location, 171 East Stevens Street in Carlsbad, for about 2 weeks for renovations. Limited public health, WIC, children's medical, and vital record services will be available at the temporary location during regular business hours, 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5. Eddy County, which owns the building that houses the Carlsbad Public Health Office at 1306 West Stevens Street, is overseeing the renovations to the building. The temporary public health location is the former Eddy County Detention Center. It does remain a secure facility. For entry, you can call 575-887-7556. And the city of Artesia is thanking everyone who helped out in changing the plans for the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival at the last minute. The thunderstorms caused the outdoor music events to be canceled, but a great evening of music was still performed at the Ocotillo. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. It's a rarity that we have any high school competition on a Monday night, but we did last night. It was girls soccer, where Artesia took care of our Carlsbad on the road by a score of 2-0. This was a game that was moved up one day. It was originally scheduled for Tuesday. Artesia is 9-3 overall and looking pretty good. They've won 7 of their last 8, coming off of a loss, though, of 4-3 defeat at Santa Teresa on Saturday. Going into yesterday's game, leading scorers on the season for Artesia, Abigail Jowers, a junior, and Alani Escareno, a senior, both with 6 goals each for the Lady Bulldogs, who will next be in action Saturday at home against Ruidoso. Carlsbad, meanwhile, will be playing host to Las Cruces this Thursday a couple days from now, 6:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
They can call him a misogynist, and all he did at Turning Point was promote up-and-coming women. One is a friend of mine, Emma Jo Morris, who she once worked on my TV show and broke the Hunter Biden laptop story. He was promoted, called racist, and yet he sought out and highlighted minorities all the time that worked at Turning Point USA. But really, what he's really called a fascist, if you really want to break it down, is because of Trump derangement syndrome. He supported Donald Trump, and he shared his political beliefs. Falsely smeared, called every name in the book for daring to challenge liberal orthodoxy in this country, and it smeared with lies and just outright slander.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, check it out. A new discovery found a massive trove of gold coins in the Czech Republic, minted by a long-lost civilization. It's from before the 2nd century BC. They also found silver coins among the artifacts. Not only have gold and silver been valued for thousands of years, but they can physically last that long as well. Just another reason why I have partnered with the award-winning company Goldco. I'm also a customer. Now, they sell gold and silver, and they're great at what they do. So if you're ready to learn how gold and silver can help protect your savings, call now, 855-815-GOLD. On the web, it's HannityGold.com. They'll send you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. You can do your own due diligence and learn how you can get 10% in free bonus silver. It is the best silver offer out there. Don't miss this one. 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com. One more time, 855-815-GOLD or HannityGold.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Fairly comfortable daytime highs today in the upper 80s. We should stay sunny. Overnight, maybe a few clouds and low 60s. We do have a chance of a shower or thunderstorm coming up on Wednesday afternoon. Some sunshine, though, and it looks like we'll stay in the upper 80s. Again, a chance of a shower or two on Thursday. Most of those will be in the afternoon. Maybe a thunderstorm, low 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton, and that's your latest forecast.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, here in a moment, we'll be joined by Miss Nancy from the Eddy County DWI. I just looking at the world around us. I don't know if you've listened to me over the past couple hours. I am angry, but I believe it's a righteous anger, an anger based in the fact that evil has been done. I think of course, the answer to that is for justice to then be done. But I think it's also a wake-up call. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by chance. What evil men mean for good, God means, or what men mean for evil, God means for good, is what we're told in Scripture. And so we look at a situation like that and go, what is it that God would have us to learn? What is it that God would have us do in light of something like this? And it's to go forth and it's to spread the gospel. It's to spread the good news, to do it unashamedly, and to continue to press the fight forward against evil. It's not a mere practice in personal piety that we're called to in faith in Christ. If you come to Christ, if you're indwelled by the Holy Spirit, you're enlisted. You're enlisted in an army, and that army is going forward to spread the good news to the whole world. and it starts right in our homes. It starts right in the places we work, and the only way to do that is to stand on that truth. And so, for all the sadness, for all of the struggle that has happened in this past week, the loss of a very good man, the loss to Christianity. This man was a great Christian apologist. He spread the gospel everywhere he went. The lesson to be learned is to follow the example, to not be afraid, even in the face of death, as he was, to not be afraid, but to step forward boldly and proudly, proclaiming the good news of Christ. I hope that we see what I think we may see coming out of this, a great reformation, a great, some people would use the term revival. I've watched numerous videos and had firsthand reports of prayer vigils and meetings on college campuses, people with that honored Charlie, that stand upon conservative values, being willing to come out of the woodworks and be bold for their faith in the one place that it is rarely done, and that's there on the college campuses. So if it can happen there, I think it can happen in the streets of a small town. I think it can happen anywhere. So I would say, if you haven't been to church in a while, go gather with other like believers and look at where God is taking this world and where God is taking our community at this time. All right, we're going to go do one last commercial break, and then we'll come back with Eddy County DWI.
Coach, can you talk about the latest trade rumors?
Absolutely. Right now, you can get big money for your trade at Roswell Ford.
Start your season with a win at Roswell Ford. Right now, we need trades. So if you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to help you escape from your trade. Even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, regardless of make, miles, or condition. With 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit with great terms, with good credit, no credit, or even if your credit is less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $28.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues for rate of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Peace of mind means knowing you're in good hands. For over 20 years, Air Method's Native Air Emergency Air Medical Program has proudly served the people of New Mexico. And now we're expanding to Eddy County with a new base at Artesia General Hospital. We deliver the most highly rated emergency air medical care in the industry, with expertly trained crews ready to respond when every second counts. Worried about the cost? A 2024 independent study found that patients treated by Air Methods typically experience 24% lower post-event inpatient healthcare costs. And thanks to the No Surprises Act, patients with private insurance are protected from unexpected out-of-network air ambulance bills. You'll only pay your in-network copay, coinsurance, or deductible. Learn more at airmethods.com. That's airmethods.com. Copays, coinsurance, and deductibles are set by insurance providers, not Air Methods. Terms and costs may vary. Contact your insurer for details.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests, and they offer answers and solutions when you need them most. Protect your home, your children, and your pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Let Bob Reed Pest Control and their fully licensed professionals start working for you and your family today. Find them online at bobreedpestcontrol.com or call 575-623-5344. Serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Dreaming of your perfect home? Ramona
and Roger Kilpatrick at RE/MAX Axiom invite you to discover the joy of making that dream come true. As agents deeply rooted in Artesia and the surrounding area, they bring years of combined experience and a true passion for real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, Ramona and Roger's friendly and approachable nature ensures you feel right at home, making every step of the process enjoyable. Visit RE/MAXNMAxiom.com to see the latest listings or stop by their office in Artesia at 402 West Main, Suites D and E. RE/MAX Axiom, where your dream home becomes reality.
Join Southeast New Mexico College Wednesday, September 24th from 12 to 1 p.m. to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month in partnership with HSI Grant Services and the SENMC Diversity Committee. This year's guest speaker is Zeta Hernandez, the Space Latina. Hernandez is a Latina space engineer and children's book author, currently working at NASA at Johnson Space Center. She is a passionate advocate for space and STEM, believing that space isn't just for astronauts, but for everyone. This special event is free and open to the public.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, we're now joined in studio by Miss Nancy Husselman from the Eddy County DWI. How are you doing, dear?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good.
It's a good day to have a good day.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. The weather's nice outside. We're getting up into the 80s today. A little humid, but it's still a nice day.
Yes, so far so good.
So far so good. So what all's happening with Eddy County DWI? You said you had some information to talk about today, and
well, I do, because I was thinking about what as DWIs, which I'm always talking about, but I'm talking about after the fact, actually, when what got this whole thing started in the first place with this person,
right?
That they got to the point where they ended up can't make good decisions.
Right.
So, and I just happened to mention it to Lachelle, and she says, "Oh, Mom, let me send you something." And this is what it is, and it's kind of the beginning of drinking and this kind of stuff, and where it can lead you to, and if you're not the person that can handle it. Which is usually, if you have a drunk driver, that's not their first rodeo.
No.
They've been doing this for a long time and gotten away with it. So I just want to read this. And this is the man that wrote this was obviously at a wedding. I'm going to say that. But it starts out that he's talking about a picture that he found in his photograph album. And it says, "It's wild how this picture looks so normal. A beer in my hand, dressed up at a wedding, smiling and celebrating. Nobody questions it. Nobody calls it reckless. Society not only accepts it, it applauds it. Alcohol is the only drug you have to justify not using. You don't have to justify it. But swap that bottle for a bottle of meth, pills, or a needle, and suddenly I'm a junkie. Someone whispers about. The truth is, alcohol destroys just like the rest. It rips apart marriages, breaks down your body, and leaves kids wondering why Dad can't just show up sober. I used to believe the lie, totally and completely, that a drink was confidence, that a buzz was joy, that a bottle in my hand meant I was living. But I wasn't living. It was a slow death wrapped up in social approval. That's the dangerous part. Alcohol hides in plain sight. It's a drug you can buy at the gas station, the one marketed in commercials, the one toasted at every birthday, wedding, and Friday night. It gets celebrated while it quietly steals your peace, your purpose, and your family. Don't be fooled by what the world claps for. Alcohol isn't safer, definitely isn't better. It's just socially acceptable destruction. And I thought this is a perfect example of what uncontrolled alcohol can do. and where it leads. Because I'm not, like I said before, I'm not talking about the person that already has figured out, I can't handle this. I can't do this. It's the ones that have been basically sold on the fact that they need a drink, they need a 6-pack of beer every day, they need a bottle of alcohol every day. And then, of course, bringing that right on into driving, I can handle it. I've done this before. And it's a proven fact that most people that cause wrecks have done that at least 10 to 12 times they have driven before they even come close to having a wreck.
Yeah.
So they're confident. I can do this. It's okay. But it comes right back to, if you know you're going to drive, don't take that first drink. Because one drink sometimes leads to another, and we're having fun. We're having a party. So let's do this. And then someone ends up getting seriously hurt or killed. Oh, I thought that was a cat. Sorry.
There's a truck backing up outside that's beeping and a distractor.
I totally lost my train of thought now.
Yeah.
It absolutely sounded like my cat when she's
my
at the
goodness.
door.
That's funny. One of the things, I've talked to countless people throughout my life because dealing with young Marines and stuff, this is always an issue. One of the things I've come to understand and take a perspective on is alcohol in and of itself is not a bad thing.
Yes.
Your sin is. Drunkenness is a sin.
Yes.
And if you find yourself that if the imbibing, if the partaking of alcohol is leading you into sin, then you should avoid it.
Yeah.
That's the plain and simple truth of it. If you find yourself where that you enjoy the effects of alcohol to the point that you desire to be in that state of drunkenness all the time, you're in sin.
Absolutely.
You need to repent, which means to turn away from this thing. You need to walk away from it because obviously this is the sin in your life that is taking hold of you. And if you're unwilling to call it that, if you're unwilling to recognize that, if you're unwilling to walk away from that, then that's your problem.
Yes.
Alcohol in and of itself is just another substance.
Yes, it is.
Alcohol doesn't kill.
No.
People who can't
drinking it.
People who utilize it in a irresponsible manner.
Right.
That's where the problem lies.
Absolutely right.
And so this is my encouragement to you. Listen, it's illegal for you to drink under 18. So or 21.
That's
21.
A good place to start. Right
21.
there.
So if it's illegal, don't to break the law. Break that law is a sin. So stay away from it. There's a reason they put 21. I don't know. Seems like an imaginary made up number, but but the other problem is no one teaches it doesn't seem like anybody teaches anyone how to use it responsibly. It's like you wouldn't just say, hey, okay, at 21, here's a gun, go figure out what to do with it. It's the same thing you're doing. If you don't teach your children coming up, like, hey, this is a dangerous substance. You don't need it for anything. You don't have to have it for anything. But if you're going to use it, this is how you use it responsibly. And teaching kids that it can be, and modeling that behavior as well.
And it's absolutely vital to teach your kids.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have alcohol in your house.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that where kids get, where do they get their alcohol? Out of mom's refrigerator, out of dad's refrigerator, out of the cabinet.
Yeah.
But if you've taught your kids, you leave this stuff alone.
I would be interested in the stats, though, is looking at the age brackets of the majority of drunk drivers and drunk driving accidents, and fatalities, and seeing where that age group is, though, because honestly, I probably think it's probably later in life. It's in the 20s into the 30s.
It is, and I somewhere in my stack of papers I have those stats, but I would like to get some new ones.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to really hone in. Sometimes people that do the stats get things so hard to read and understand. What are we even talking about here? But I'll see if I can't find that.
Yeah, because one of the things is freedom is a dangerous drug too.
Yes.
And if everything's forbidden up to a certain point, and then all of a sudden now the parents don't have control, and people go wild on the other side of it. I watched numerous young people ruin their lives because they grew up in a household where nothing was taught, nothing was explained. It wasn't, and then when they're let loose and 21, it's on, you know.
And they are either in college where they have no discipline whatsoever, or whatever they're doing.
Well, just once they're out, they're out on their own. They're adult, you know, they're adults, and you know, it's kind of like we just throw them to the wild and say, you know,
sink or swim.
Yeah. So like the whole picture, the old stories of, country kids, like, hey, here's a pond. You throw them in there and say swim, and that's what we do to a lot of these young people. And it leads to these incidents,
yes.
Over their 20s and 30s. They're young. They think they're. I remember being invincible at one point. I know I was invincible and bulletproof. For about 10, 15 years.
My dad always told me I didn't have the sense to be afraid.
That's kind of, people tell me that all the time. Yeah, and so I appreciate what you brought in today, because I look at that and go, there needs to be, and there can't be reliance on an education system to teach. Like this is this is in the home, this is in the church, this is in family communities. Grandparents, step in if you need to. Aunts, uncles, wherever, getting into that. If there's parents missing from the household or whatever, that's where it has to start.
And then, as parents, we need to realize our kids are watching us very carefully.
Yeah.
And even if it's, let's go sneak a beer or something like that, when that it's not what the household needs, then what does that say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's okay if you sneak it off.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Anything you make forbidden is always the most desired thing. The forbidden fruit, right?
The forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
That's very true.
All right. Well, Nancy, we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you.